stuff will make you a goddamn sexual tyrannosaurus. Just like me.
Welcome back, guys. Another week where we fight the... Oh, we're doing it again. There we go. We almost got it.
You got it.
Here we go, guys. Another week where we fight the patriarchy, and we put misogyny in its place.
Man,
one more time.
People in this studio.
We have a lot of people. There are about 40. I wish we had a camera shot of this, but there's about 40 dudes that are in here right now. An unbelievable time, guys. Welcome to Access Vegas. We're going to go ahead and get it started, and we're going to... announce and introduce our guest today. The main thing about today that makes it different is that it's Las Vegas Swim Week, so a lot of ladies came in from out of town. Today was the prelim for Swimsuit USA's Miss Las Vegas, and tomorrow's going to be the finals, and tomorrow is Babes in Toyland charity. So hopefully, if you guys still want to get tickets to go to that, you can go to babesintoylandcharity.com. It's going to be at the pool at Sahara. There's going to be over 200 bikini models walking. There are 5 shows tomorrow, and there are 2 rounds of a bikini competition. So it's basically going to be 3.5 hours of just nothing but girls walking on stage. If you guys want to come to that, it's going to be a great deal. And shout out to all the MOA guys here who are judges. Make noise, guys. Let me hear you. There we go. That's awesome. All right, let's get it started with our guest here. First, she is from Las Vegas. She's a content creator, and she works in bottle service. It's Emily. Welcome back, Emily.
Hi, thank you.
Nice. She's from Dallas. She's a model. Welcome, Hannah. Hannah to the show for the first time. Nice. All right. We have again. He's from Albuquerque. He's an orthotherapy and sports medicine. It's Dr. Sean Play. How you doing? There we go. Dr. Sean pops my neck into place on a regular basis. Next, she is from Las Vegas. She's a nurse practitioner and a model. It's Nikki. Welcome for the first time to the show, Nikki. Coming back to the show, she's from Scottsdale. She's a retired second-grade teacher. It is Taylor. Welcome, Taylor. She works at a law firm. She's from here in Las Vegas. It's Laura. Welcome back, Laura, to the show. And since she's had her child, we had her on here when she was 9.5 months pregnant. We were happy to have her. She's from Montreal, and what she does for a living, you can use your imagination. It's Sonia. How you doing? Hi. She goes back and forth between 2 microphones. She's from Vancouver. She's a former sex worker and a certified sexologist. It is Coral. Coral, welcome to the show for the first time. And she's from Denver. She's a model and a personal trainer. It is Dallas. Welcome, Dallas.
Hello.
Hey, Dallas, remember last year when you ate a carb? Remember that?
I sadly do.
Yeah.
Michael. Thank you for reminding me.
Awesome. Beautiful. All right. Can you turn that chair face over? Sorry, guys. We have one more person coming. They're a little bit late, but we're going to get to them here in a little bit. Did you have any announcements?
Just my Reignite guys are in the house. Thank you for this. Finally got you guys into the studio. Good. We got that going on this week, and we're just having a good time. We went to the gun range yesterday, and we went Top Golf. And we got some other things planned that we're going to be doing. Also, of course, Babes in Toyland tomorrow. Looking forward to it. Yeah,
incredible.
Imagine that.
All right. So the other thing I want to go over is, again, tomorrow's Babes in Toyland is going to be the finals all week. There's going to be swimsuit shows here in Las Vegas. And then additionally to that, on the 29th of August in Los Angeles is going to be the Maxim Hot 100 party. If you guys are interested in going to that, you guys can go to Teatro on Instagram. You guys can find the tickets for the Maxim Hot 100 party. I'm going to be going to that. And then after that, Swimsuit USA is going to be having their World Championships the 19th through the 26th of October. And a lot of the girls that are competing this week are going to be at that as well. Cool. All right? Cool. Let's laugh at shit now. Can we start playing some videos?
What do you want to get into
Bro,
today,
let me see here. I'm done.
Did you have anything? Oh.
Put them in.
Oh, I got it right here. No, it's unhandful. Okay.
Yeah, there it is.
I used this one on my show on Sunday, so it'll be interesting to see what
were
everybody
you
said.
saying about not having fun?
I'm done having fun. I'm done having fun. I had so much fun in my 20s. So much fun with so many men. Too much fun, honestly. I think I, reached the fun limit. But I'm serious about dating. I'm in my 30s. I have a plan. I have a time frame. I have deadlines.
Right.
I want a baby in a year. I just froze my eggs. I want a ring in 9 months, and I want to be married a year and a half, maybe 2 years. So I'm looking for someone who is at that level
Well, this
and
is
is willing to meet me at that level.
for sure. This is our first date, so
Yeah, I
feel
know.
like
That's why I'm being
maybe-
crystal clear, because so many men who look just like you have just wasted years of my life, and I'm so sick of it, and I'm not going to let it happen.
Well, I thought you were trying to have fun, so it's
No,
like
I'm not. I'm not having fun. I'm done having
right.
fun.
You're done with fun now, but before,
I
like,
had so much fun.
yeah, that's
With
that much is
a
clear.
lot of men,
Yeah, I'm picturing a lot of things
and
right
I
now.
don't need to do it anymore. And
Yeah.
honestly, you're really not my type. My friend told me to go out with you, and because she seems like you're the type that wants to settle down. So
Okay,
normally I
well,
don't go for you, but I feel like maybe you're at the same place in your life and my life. Right.
I don't know. Yeah, this might not be a great fit.
Anyway, the sexologist. What do you think about this?
Sexologist, go.
Where did you get this footage of me? Is the first question.
Is this, yeah?
This was actually me like a couple years ago, and then I realized that this is the first era that we've been in where it's been okay for men and women to start over again. Like the millennial generation. I'm sure not all of you are millennials like me, but we've started our careers over again, and it's like it's okay to do that at 30, at 35, at 40, and so we're at this impasse where it's like the women feel left behind, but we're like, wait a second, we want it all. We want to be the CEO, we want a company, and we want to have babies. And the men are like, they don't feel like providers, they don't feel like they are able to commit until they found their passion and their purpose. So it's not really fucking fair. And I had to check myself on that because I'm a pretty selfish person. Like I do want all of those things. So I had to choose a side, and like it's no longer.
Do you see why it might not be?
It's no longer that side.
Do you see why it might not be appealing to him to wait after you've gone through all those guys that you had so much fun with?
I did have so much fun.
Go
I
ahead.
had so much fun. Like
Tell me more.
I do say I'm post fun all the time.
Okay.
I'm like I've done all the things. That's why.
So
that's
there's
the
no
thing.
more fun for us.
There's no more fun. It's just passe, you know. But it's like it's a lot more nuanced than that, and it's bullshit. It's bullshit. It's like I feel like we all know that we can't have it all. We do have to choose a side ultimately. I choose myself over motherhood, and like if it happens, it happens. You know.
Does anybody else here want to have your fun first before you get into the settle down category? Go ahead, Laura. Grab the microphone.
Yes,
Fucking
absolutely. Treat yourself. I mean, I don't.
You understand what she means by fun? She doesn't mean treat yourself. She's not talking about going to a nail salon.
Yes.
She's talking about a devil's threesome in
Not a lot of
Jamaica.
ice cream.
Okay.
Yeah.
I certainly do that before kids.
Huh?
Absolutely.
Okay. We
Okay,
can barely
I
hear
need
you.
more
You
fun.
gotta
I need
talk
more
into
fun then.
Huh?
I need more fun. Then.
Oh, you haven't done
I
that.
haven't done.
Well, I have a friend that you need to meet.
that.
Give her a.
Canadian, of
Yeah.
course.
Of course. Yeah, you have no idea. You don't know.
I'm beginning to.
Yeah.
Don't know what.
Huh? That you are the
That I
final.
have a lot of fun.
That you are the final boss on OnlyFans. That's the
Cool mom.
Cool, man.
Huh?
I was gonna say I'm kind of confused. Like, why can't you have fun and like at the same time?
Oh, but,
And and settle down. Why can't that be fun?
okay, so what would that look like, Taylor?
I don't know. I have kids,
Yeah.
and I'm divorced, but it was a lot of fun. Like I've have a lot of fun while I.
Oh no,
do it.
but like while you're okay, I think what people are saying is if you and I were trying to get into a relationship, you having fun with a bunch of other dudes at the same time could be problematic. Do you see that?
Oh.
Do you understand what she said? So what she's saying is, hey, I'm through having fun because I've had so much fun with so many guys.
Okay.
And the point is like,
so that's a turnoff for that guy.
well, I think that's a turnoff for almost every guy.
Yeah, run.
That's the issue.
Run.
That's kind of the point
Run.
of the
Okay, I got
does it make sense?
Yeah.
Nikki, what do you think?
I think he should run.
He should run?
He's absolutely right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She
Doc-
doesn't seem very into him anyway.
So A for honesty for sure, but yeah, don't be telling your first date that.
Right.
I mean, I feel like they're looking for two different things.
And again, way
I
closer.
feel like they're looking for two different things. So, I mean,
Yeah.
he should have his fun and she should go get married and have kids. I mean, it should be a.
Yeah, she's not getting married or having kids.
No.
That's not happening. That's the part that
She
says
seems very confused. I don't even know.
yeah.
It's like being realistic. That's
Yeah.
all it is. Like
Yeah.
change your course of. It's okay to let them know that you do want those things, but
Yeah.
maybe still have some fun.
Well, it always happens when you're not overly planning it. You have to let it happen authentically. So-
Again,
Or
when you look like Taylor, things happen authentically. You guys understand? For the rest of you guys, just things
It's all
will happen organically. They'll
Ain't
happen
nobody
authentically,
married
just like they happen for Taylor. That's how it works. Does that make sense?
You always like find someone and you're like, I don't want to date anybody, and then you find somebody. You know what I mean? It's
Yes,
you
I'm
just, like-
sure.
Not
I'm
at
sure.
all.
Like, I have
I'm sure
a-
you have so much trouble making them
Oh my
commit,
God.
Taylor. I'm sure you have so much
Well,
trouble.
even like I have a lot of friends friends who are trying to get pregnant. They're like, I want to get pregnant, and then they always get pregnant when they're like in Mexico, drunk off tequila, not even thinking about it. You know,
They
so you
least
have
expect
to,
it. Yes.
You have to just
You mean when they're having fun?
Right.
You gotta have fun.
Exactly.
Just have fun.
I got pregnant when I wasn't having, well, when I was having fun, but inadvertently for the first time at 35. And and oops to daisies, ironically. But like, I do also think that on the first, like, I do think you should be clear about your intent, though. I don't think you should be the cool pick me girl and be like, I'm not in a rush for anything. Like, let's do shots. I think you should be like, yeah, I want to have kids. Like, this is my intention, because it depersonalizes it up front.
How soon,
But don't
though?
make it personal. Also, don't make it about this guy. It's not about this.
Right. But
Yeah.
so I guess the point that I think the opposite sex would want to relay here is that if I'm a man and I get morbidly obese and I'm very unsuccessful at my job, there's a reason for you to not be attracted to me. Your preference for you to not be attracted to me seems relevant to you. It seems incredibly fair. So a man's also his proclivity to not want to be with a woman who had so much fun and is tired of having fun. You want to know a great way to keep a guy? Tell your man.
Never had fun.
Tell your man that you used to have threesomes back in the day, but you don't do that anymore because you love him and you're not going to have threesomes with. But you back in the day, you used to have threesomes all the time. Tell your man that and see how that turns out. Huh?
I do.
You tell him all that. Is that what you tell your man?
Yeah, I used to. I had.
You tell him that, and how does that work out?
What man?
They go. They go. When are we doing that?
Yeah. Beautiful.
That's the expectation. Now, I was going to say is like one of the reasons why you have such conflict between these two is because when women go through, like, say 18 to about 28 years old, that's when they're in their party phase. That's the hoe phase, right? That's when they're having fun, right? When they want to settle down, it's 29, 30, 31 years old, somewhere in there. That's when you get, what'd she say? She just turned 30, right? I mean, she even literally says this something. Now, is this a setup? Is this a bit? Yes, it's a bit. Okay. But the thing is that when a woman is sort of about ready to cash in her chips, go home with whoever before the lights come on at the club, right? That's when guys are on their ascent. That's when guys are hitting their prime. That's when that's when they've made partner in the law firm if they've maximized their potential. But the fact of the matter is when guys get into like their mid 30s, that's when they start hitting their stride, and they're getting into a position of being more sexual. That's when they want to have their fun, right? That's when they can be more sexually selective. And so it's almost like a dirty trick, like, because when guys are on their ascent, the woman is on her descent at that point where she wants to like sort of settle down and she's done having fun. And ladies, for the love of Christ, please do not say, I'm done having fun. Because the first thing I think of is when a girl says, I'm done having fun. Oh, so there's no fun for me.
Yeah.
There's no fun left. So we're not having fun anymore. This is a lot of work and a lot of effort. Well, I just busted my ass for the last 20 plus or 10 years in college, getting a degree, starting my business, being on my grind, being on my mission and everything. And now I'm at the point where I actually have the things that make me maximally attractive. And you don't want to have fun? Fuck that.
Yeah, and to your point too, I mean, the interesting thing is that as soon as that happens, it's like this impasse again occurs where it's like I was well aware when I was in my early 20s, like looking back, I was manipulative. I was rejecting guys my own age because they didn't have what it took, and now it comes full circle back to me, and I'm like, so many women go, this isn't fair. It's like, no, we had our time. So then we have to look beyond that. We have to look, okay, yes, there's evolutionary psychology, there's these fundamentals, but then you can't just say something prescriptive like that if you want a man. You cannot be prescriptive and assume everyone's the same. You have to think about what's going to make you above all else, especially if you're a woman over 30, like myself.
Well, I mean, how about this? You don't get to determine your own value in a sexual marketplace. Right, I don't get to determine how much money I have. I don't get to determine like there's a actual number. I don't get to determine the price of my house. There's a buyer and a seller. That's how the world works. But the problem is in her situation, she doesn't understand that she's way overpricing herself in this situation because it's not just the fact that she's older and wants to settle down and she had a bunch of fun. It's her attitude is just garbage. Yeah. That's the other part that makes it really, really difficult to deal with. Speaking of someone with a terrific attitude, we have Lauren Gray here. Hey. She is a new. She is a 3-time cat mother. Is that correct? She has she just adopted a kitten. Everyone, please adopt, don't shop. So we're glad to have Lauren here. She's from Reno, Nevada. All right, so we have another one.
Really? Yes. Where do you want to go now?
Chris G.Q. Perry won.
Oh, Jesus Christ. This guy, God, why do you keep coming up with these ones, man?
Because every time I think about why I go to work every day, I just listen to this moron and then I remember.
The more bills a
why I'm
woman
winning.
pays by herself, the less attractive men become. Because she's now so independent that all she's worried about is taking care of her family and leveling up. To her, a man has no place in her life because he's not bringing anything to the table but headaches and wasted time. Yes, she's in her masculine energy, and that's not gonna change until a real man steps up to the plate and takes some of that weight off her shoulders.
Oh my God! All right, sorry. Can you play the other one?
I want to gouge my ears out.
Play the second, Chris
Okay.
Perry.
Oh, God.
I just want you guys to see this because I want you to see the pattern. Your
Compare
Honor.
and contrast.
I want you to see the pattern, Your Honor, before we go on forth. Can you the second one? Here we go.
Guys hit the gym after a breakup because they think their body was the issue. Bro, you have the emotional intelligence and maturity of a doorknob.
Shut your bitch ass up, nigga. So now we can't go to the gym, son? We can't work out after a breakup? That's what women do. Going to the gym is a form of therapy, stupid. How you know she wasn't teasing him throughout the relationship? Calling him fat, messing with a dude with muscles that look like me. You know what I mean? Y'all gotta find a new way to simp. Women are on to y'all, bro. This shit is a reach if I ever heard one, son. Man, shut your bitch ass up. All that high-pitched squealing and shit. Shut up. Ain't nobody listening to you, man. Shut your bitch ass up. On here simping. That shit over with. 2025. Ain't nobody listening to you niggas no more. Ladies is on to you, son. Niggas can't go to the gym, son. Wow. Give me a break.
Okay, I think Chris G.Q. Perry is like singularly the most dangerous man on the entire internet. I think he gaslights women more than he has one clip where he says, "You can tell when your man is cheating from a dream." No, the fuck you can't. No, the fuck you can't. It's crazy. And so you have good, again, right now in this country, we have a 56% divorce rate, 80% of divorces that are initiated by women. And you're telling me that you can tell that your man is cheating on you by a dream and you don't think it's good men getting left behind? The problem with Chris G.Q. Perry, and by the way, there's red pill content creators who have the same problem, is the problem can't always be men's fault. And the problem can't always be women's fault. In this case, the way he makes his money is by pandering. And by doing so, have you guys ever had a female friend who she's just terrible in relationships, one after another? If you care about her, you're going to tell her, hey, you're part of the problem. But what do most girls do? No, girl, he wasn't good enough for you. No, he had small dick energy, girl. What are you talking about? It's like, if you care about your friends, you're going to tell them the truth. This dude just lies to women. He gets 1 million likes a post. 1 million likes a post. And that's the thing that's just so crazy to me whenever I see this. Anybody have anything else you want to say here?
Last time I was there, we watched one of his videos, and you hated him.
I just can't. It just drives me crazy. It drives me crazy, bro. It's like astrology. It's like people believe.
Libra, Aries. Okay, I'm aware.
She's aware that I'm a Libra.
With a bunch of sisters. Chime in on this.
Go ahead, Dallas.
One thing that I hate more than anything is a yes man.
Yeah.
And by that I mean a friend who, do I look great in this shirt? They know damn well you don't look good in the shirt. Yes, girl, you look amazing in that shirt. Is this color good for anything? Like you said, if I have a friend who's horrible in relationships, who's toxic, I'm going to be like, girl, you're crazy. You're toxic. Like, I love you as a person. It doesn't change how I feel for you, but you need to look in the mirror and realize there's something wrong.
So there's another part. Who here watched the Barbie movie? You guys watched the Barbie movie? Okay, in the Barbie movie, do you remember when Barbie doesn't want to be with Ken? Ken goes off and does his own thing, and they make fun of him though. Like, do you understand? In the movie, they make fun of Ken for doing the right thing. That's why, like, the movie is like, oh my God, this is the worst form of like propaganda I've ever seen. Ken doesn't do any, I mean, the guy's super immature, the actual actor, the character is, but Ken doesn't do anything wrong. Barbie didn't want him. Barbie wanted to friend zone him, so he went off and did his own thing, and now he's immature. And this dude is like, you went to the gym when she broke up with you. No, you have the emotion. No. You should go to the gym. Now we can't even go to the gym? Like, that's fucking crazy. You guys, go ahead, Hannah.
I feel like there's a balance. I feel like there's a balance. Like, obviously, you should be able to go to the gym. Like, that's very much therapeutical. It's healthy.
Sure.
But like, he is speaking on some truth. Like, there are a huge percentage of men that are not emotionally intelligent. They're emotionally just stupid, and they don't know how to like connect with the woman's like, you know, emotional side. I feel like I'm an emotional girl. Like, yes, I have literally, you know, become a boss woman, and like I've just like I'm just like, I'm not dealing with these men anymore. I'm literally just, you know, getting on my shit. But like most men are not emotionally intelligent. Like that is very much.
I think that's a subset of men that you're probably looking at though, because like, I don't know, I'm Canadian. The men there are vastly different than the men in Austin. They're vastly different than I'm sure the men here. It's like, it's all how you who you surround yourself with. And I have literally like, just it's black and white from me 2 years ago to me now. It's you know, like attracts like. It's energetic.
I feel like I am a little bit older now, and in all of my 20s, I wasted a lot of my time with abusive men, and so now I'm just like, you know, I'm like, I know what I want. I won't deal with any type of BS. And so like I do know I need an emotional, intelligent man. I do want a man that goes and works out. I want a man that takes care of himself and takes care of me mentally, like, period. I know what I want. And so like it's just like a balance. Like I want both. I want all of it. I want a working out man. I want a man, you know.
What you're doing is extrapolating like a logical or like a reasonable conclusion from what he said. But you don't like, I listen to all his shit and none of it's reasonable. It's like, it's always men's fault. If women choose shitty men, it's because those men manipulated those women. And if women want men who are manipulative, it's because those women are unhealed. It's not, they can never take accountability for that man has never, I mean, that guy has, I'm talking, he has so many posts with millions of likes and has never held women accountable for a single thing in any of his posts. And TikTok, he blows up. Instagram, he blows up. YouTube, nothing, because YouTube doesn't reward you for pandering to women. It's on all these other platforms. He just destroys everything. Twitter, he has no following, but on those platforms, he does. And my point is this: I don't mind. It's not about like I think I give really good advice to my female friends and my guy friends. I think he's giving terrible advice. I think what he's doing is a cancer. I think it's terrible because what you're doing is you're taking, basically, here's what he does every week. He probably has ChatGPT go through things that women believe about men. Every woman thinks they are dating a narcissist, and he makes some comment about, yes, girl, he's a narcissist.
It's all dog whistle responses.
Yes, exactly, man. That's my point.
Dog whistle response.
And
pathologize men on the whole.
Yeah, but my point is, our side, we're losing to this. This is like, I'm saying things that are objectively true. I'm bringing up stats from evolutionary psychology, sociological stats, and I'm losing to this garbage.
Well,
that's the problem.
Yeah, and then if that girl does have something that internally that she does need to address and work on, she's going to keep going through the same cycle because she's not going to look in the mirror. I think for a breakup, both people separately should look in the mirror and work on themselves.
What a great idea.
Right. And you know what they should do? They should do it according to whatever's hanging between their fucking legs, okay? Because the thing is men and women are different, all right? Men and women process emotions differently. So if just because I didn't cry at the end of the Titanic doesn't mean that I am emotionally fucking stunted. It means I'm a guy and I process emotions differently than women do. Men tend to default to anger. Women tend to default to crying when they're stressed out or when they're depressed or whatever. Guys go to the gym to resolve that anger. Do you not want them to go someplace where they're going to feel good about themselves and get that out and get that stress out of their system?
So I think,
do you not, like, for women, let's have a good cry, girl. Let's go catch up at Starbucks and look at each other and talk for 4 hours.
Spikes our oxytocin, and it's like so we it works immediately. So yeah, a guy to like go to the gym is cathartic in its own right.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's extremely healthy.
Well, that's how. So when we talk about like one of the things, I'm sorry, this is like one of my dog whistle things, is like when we start talking about like healing this and therapy that. And I think with the problem with Chris G.Q. Perry is he thinks that men and women are the same. He thinks that what is going to work therapeutically for women is also going to work.
You're giving him too much credit. I don't think he believes in a single thing he says. He looks off to the side with his high pitched voice and he reads whatever ChatGPT tells him.
That's what he's espousing. He's espousing blank slate social constructionism.
No,
everybody's the same, and if women are yes,
no,
yes, he is.
I get that he has a grift. Like I get that his like just an astrologer, right? I get you have a grift. You lie to people to make money. I get it. But like the thing is, in his situation, I've just seen too many women who are on the precipice, on the cusp of getting over a terrible relationship and realizing this is what he did wrong and this is what I did wrong. And then you listen to this moron and it's like, no, it was only him who did anything wrong. And you don't move forward. I don't have the privilege as a man to think that the world, like, I didn't succeed because of bad energy. I don't have the privilege to think that I didn't succeed because of my astrology sign. I don't have that privilege. I can only work, and the world tells me how successful I am by rewarding me with money, status, whatever, friends, etc. And it punishes me when I don't do those things. I don't have the privilege of believing that I can catch my partner dreaming or whatever the fuck it is that he's coming up with. I don't have that privilege. I also don't have the privilege of ever being offended, ever. I don't. I'm a man. None of these men here. We can never be offended. We just don't have the privilege to do it. We're constantly deadlifting the weight of the world that's telling us no all the time. Dude,
you can't even make an objective observation of something without sounding like you're complaining about it.
Yeah.
That's the thing that
I have
gets
a
me.
question though. Like, who broke up with who though? At the end of the day, right? There's got to be a reason that the other party is feeling some type.
What are you talking about? What specific thing are you talking
In
about?
a general, just in general, if you were to be in a relationship,
Yeah.
right, and you want to sit there and play the blame game, right? Who broke up with who for
Well,
whatever
hold
reason?
on. So about 4 out of 5 times, it's a woman breaking up with a man.
Is that an actual stat?
Yeah. So in general, it is. But this
But
has to.
because of why?
Huh?
Because of what?
So
Because a woman is involved.
No. Well, actually, so it's funny that you bring. It's funny you bring this up. So
Because the woman is
the divorce.
confident enough to leave because they were doing something.
Because she's neurotic.
No. Sometimes that is the case. The problem with that is this. The divorce rate in this country is 56%, and about 73% of those divorces are initiated by women. When lesbians get married, they get divorced at 73% also. So when women don't even have men to blame, they get divorced at the exact same rate, which means the problem might not actually be men. It might actually be that women's standards
guys
are
who
the
get
way.
like homosexual guys who get married stay together.
Yeah.
That's what
Gay men,
They just
gay men get married at like 28%. Get
I mean,
divorced
I
at
was with a
28%.
woman for 7 years. We were extremely happy.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't know. Like I just feel like it's if you don't mesh, you don't mesh, and you know, there's certain things you guys fight about. Like if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It should
Yeah.
be mature. Like okay, this isn't working.
More things bother girls.
Well,
Men let
there you
things
go.
go.
So there are actually studies on this. Women have more of an aversion to certain smells and disgust than men do. So like. Yes, but
Absolutely.
you're talking about the ick. We can go
Sexual
back
revulsion.
like
Hormone.
sense of revulsion, like the smell of sulfur, spiders, snakes. Women have more of an aversion to those things, and it has to do with the fact that they gestate children. That's an evolutionary adaptation that women have. The other adaptation that women have is that they're more picky than men because they have more to lose if they end up pairing with the wrong man.
Hypervigilant.
So you guys understand, I'm not blaming anyone for women being picky, but I'm also not going to stick my fucking head in the sand and act like the reason why these divorces are happening isn't because women are very picky. In the 1970s, a professor named Robert Trivers came up with this concept called parental investment hypothesis. In every 2 gender species, the gender that has the largest sex cell is always going to be the more selective. But the other part of it is that the other gender is going to compete for the first gender's sexual access. And in Homo sapiens, it's very obvious the more picky gender is females, and the ones that are competing with each other for access to females are men. And so that's what ends up happening. I'm not saying it's right. Like the thing is, we just can't ignore the fact that this is happening. And no, I think probably half the time the dude's shitty, and half the time the girl just left because she saw a Drake video, or she got a DM from a center fielder, or her ex-boyfriend fucking played power forward and he messaged her, or she went to a
They don't know
Tyga
what they
video
want.
shoot,
Yeah.
or something happened, or she saw a cute guy at work and she left her perfectly good man for that. That's what I think about half the time it's happening as well.
Yeah.
That's just my point. And the point is with the pandering shit is that it's never women's fault. And by the way, there's some guys out there that it's never men's fault either. I think it's men's fault, women's fault the same, or it's no one's fault. It's Charles Darwin's fault. Anyway, you want to go to the next one?
Sorry, can I say
Go ahead.
something?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Please do.
Someone was asking for my Instagram. And
Okay.
it's Tanya Mallory on
It's
the
in the description.
It's in the
It's in the description.
description.
It's in the description. And hold on, wait. It's Bible study. Is that what we're doing on your? She's doing a live stream Bible study on OFTV. Is that what's going on later?
That's exactly what
Okay,
I'm
cool.
doing.
Want to make sure.
Yes, she's a mother now.
Yes.
Be good.
It doesn't
Be
matter.
good.
I love to have
Doesn't matter.
fun.
A lot of fun.
Right. All right. I'm going to do some super chats. I don't usually do this early, but these are too good to
You guys
ignore.
turn that fan back on.
Oh, the one up top?
Yeah. Go to that switch and turn the fan back on.
Just
You
whip
can do
it. Just click it up one. All right, let's go here. This is pretty good. Rational Redneck says, question for Coral. Do you deal with incels in your practice? Are women's expectations getting more unrealistic as time goes on?
Yes. their expectations are. Yeah, what I spoke to earlier about this impasse that we're at, especially with the millennial generation of us both wanting to start over and start our careers and have complete freedom and autonomy, but it being okay for women, but not for men. I did work with quote unquote incels in the beginning, but I quickly realized I'm like, I can't help them. And I only like to work with clients where I actually see potential and they're actually like co-invested with me. And the said incel clients were just so detrimental in their thinking. It was just so.
It sounds like you had black pill clients, not necessarily incel clients.
You know, yeah. It was just, and they were so in their heads and so cerebral. Like, just I could not break them out of it. Like, you know, I deal with a lot of like psychosexuality, right? And I work with a lot of men that have been in SAA, so Sex Addicts Anonymous, and it's just very shame-based
and SLAW.
Abstinence.
Is it called SLAW?
Yeah.
Sex. Yeah, I went to one of those meetings. Not because I'm a sex addict. I was just invited by a friend of mine
He was auditing the
who
class.
asked me to go, and I audited the class.
You, Michael.
But then I had this client not too long ago that literally was like, you know, he had entered his first poly relationship, and he was like, she broke up with me. How do I have like a foursome with? And I'm like, that's not why you're working with me. Go hire, like, go to a booker. I can guide you in that direction. That's not why you're paying me.
Yes.
Like $350 a session.
Yeah.
You know, like go to a booker instead. That's not what I'm here to facilitate. But yeah, I mean, what was the question again? Are women's expectations getting more?
Yeah, unrealistic.
Yeah, I mean, we know that fundamentally. Like I said, mine certainly are. From the ages of like 27 to like 32, I was that clock kicked in for me. And then once I was told when I was going to freeze my eggs that I wasn't a viable candidate because I'd need to do like 4 rounds because I had a low egg count, which doesn't mean anything about your fertility. Because like I said, I got pregnant accidentally last year. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Like fuck. I'm going to choose. And my standards are high. Also, I'm a weird person. I blog about gangbangs, as you talk about.
No,
So
wait. How do you blog about them? I'm asking for a friend. How do you? Tell me how you blog about them.
Substack.com.
I break down the parts of like of a sexual desire and where it comes from. And it's funny because semantics wise, we actually agree on a lot of stuff. I just repackage it in a way that's more digestible.
Except for astrology.
As an Aries would say again.
Which is nonsense. All right, got it. Beautiful.
Wait, I have a question.
Go ahead, Taylor.
Just random. What makes you a sex addict? Like, what is?
I don't believe in sex addiction because there needs to be
to
be a biomarker. It's compulsive sexual behavior.
A buddy of mine, he gave me there's a list that you get for all the things, and if you click yes on 6 of these, then you might be a sex addict. Which I think it's a lot of propaganda. One of them says, do you have a list of all your former sexual partners? And another one says, have you forgotten all the people you've had sex with? And I'm like, it's either one or the other, fucker. It can't be both. You got to pick one. But it was never like, here's what I think you're a sex addict. When you're lying to people and you're a degenerate and you're spending money you don't have in order to do so, and you're cheating on people who care about you and you're hurting other people's lives, that's a sex addict. If you're a man and you want to have sex 5 times a day, that doesn't make you a sex addict.
Exactly.
That just makes you mean.
We make it prescriptive we make it prescriptive to like one norm, like this heteronormative thing of like, oh, you watch porn like twice a day. Who said that's abnormal? That's so fucked up. But it's like it's when it becomes compulsive, when it starts to run your life and affect all of your decision making. And again, that's compulsive sexual behavior. Exactly.
I think when it actually manipulates your morals is when I would say that's when you are an addict to something.
Well, again, I don't, because addict means biomarker for me, but that's just again
like when you have somebody who's taking care of those needs. You have somebody who's taking care of those needs. You're not. I don't feel like you're a sex addict. Like, you know what I mean? Like you have that partner, or
monogamy.
Yeah. Or I mean, if you had, if you are with somebody who's okay with having.
Doesn't Hannah seem like she's way more fun than she's letting on right now? Like there's probably something.
I'm just saying, if you have somebody who can take care of your, each other's needs,
it's consensual. So
exactly, then there's no. That's like
if we look at the principles of sexual health, it's like consensual, mutually pleasure,
and you both enjoy like watching porn,
and there's honesty, and there's all these things. Then there is no cap at it. If it's a mutual, consensual
I completely agree with that.
Yeah. What you said, Michael, when it changed like your moral or something.
Yeah. So I think if if it causes you to manipulate your own morals,
Or if you can't show up for
Yeah, but
work,
I
or
feel
like
that sex does that all the time.
If you're lying
Do you
to
think so?
yourself, if you're
I'm pretty. I don't know. I feel I'm in a pretty.
yeah, but you aren't lying. Hold on,
LT.
you're not lying to anyone.
No,
Like
but
your
it's
partner
like-
knows everything you're doing.
Let's say you go to a club, like, and you want to like leave with a girl, or like a
That's
girl wants to
fine.
leave with a guy.
that's fine.
I mean, it happened to me before that.
mean,
I
if it's-
like.
if it's the
Yeah.
only thing you're thinking
cannot
about,
stand
and
naked
Okay,
people
just,
running
just so
your
we're
life.
clear, we have a rule here on the show. Your body count goes down one if you go home with a girl. We don't count that as sex.
Yeah.
That is not.
You lose a body
That is
count,
that.
yes.
You lose a body every
It's
time you
when
go home
you're
with a girl.
like, it's when you're like doing this and you're supposed to be working. When you're doing this and you're supposed to be taking care of a child. When you're doing this, like that is
being
when it
functional
becomes
in
a
your
problem.
everyday
When
life.
you're completely
Like,
out of
functional.
control.
You-
if
you know,
if
you
it's
have
the
your
only
free
thing you're
will.
thinking about,
But
and it's
Go ahead,
running
Dubs.
your life, if like it's the only thing that's on your mind at all times, you cannot.
That's wrong.
You,
Yeah.
you-
Oh, that
you
there's a
can't
word
go-
for that. It's called being a man past puberty.
Yes.
There's like
Fire.
when David Duchovny came out and said he was a sex addict, we were
Oh,
like, oh,
God.
yo, what? Who is he? Who's got like blackmail on it?
Just take
'Cause
care of your responsibilities. Go to work, do your thing, take care of your children, take care
I
of
didn't read
whatever
anywhere
you
in the
need,
Bible where it
and then
said you
go
can't have
jack
sex
off,
with your wife
and
5
then
times a day.
go, you know,
I didn't read
watch
that.
your porn, do whatever you want to do. Like, why is that so wrong? Like,
Doc-
that's not wrong.
Dr.
to
Sean, are we doomed as a society?
Sounds like it.
Yeah. What do you
Why?
think? What do you think?
Why?
You are a
I don't
success. Hold on.
understand
He's kidding. You're a successful man.
I'm
You're a successful man here in Las Vegas. What do you think about the dating scene here? Maybe not for you specifically, but from what you've seen
In
here.
general.
In general.
It's definitely what you make of it. You have tons of different options depending on your preference. So,
Yeah.
But you definitely have to have a game plan, and if you want to go the moral route, yeah. And if you want to have fun and get crazy, yeah. But it's all about communication to not get so messy.
Yeah.
So that's my biggest thing. Is
I mean, clearly you should have a taste and don't go home with people that are like, you know, like, you know, but I feel like if you are out, I feel like if you're out and you're feeling somebody, like, by all means, you should
Cora's like,
do it.
bad decisions
Okay,
make the
dude,
best
dude,
stories.
Yeah, no, I just want to
Give
say
game plan.
sex is like food. Okay, sometimes we want, we
Yeah.
just really, it's like McDonald's. Sometimes we really want a Big Mac and like a fucking McFlurry. And it's like, it's just, we're jonesing for it.
Yeah.
And it's like, we get it and then we're like, oh, I didn't need to have that. And we go back on our diet tomorrow and it just it neutralizes.
Yeah.
Other times we want a Michelin experience. We plan that, you know, that's where planning sex comes in. And we look
Yeah, but
forward
one
to
of-
it. And
one
we're
of-
allowed all of those things. We cannot just like make sex this prescriptive.
You have to have- you have to have those.
We're allowed all of those things in whatever, depending on the relationship that we're in.
I feel like
Okay?
one of those.
And then when we break the boundaries of that relationship,
I
we are accountable. It's not because we're unhealed.
Yep.
It's not because of bad energy. It's
No,
not because of a
no.
dream we had. We are accountable for cheating on our husbands and wives. We are accountable for lying. It has nothing to do with the vibe. Oh, he just had a great vibe and I fought with my boyfriend. No, we are accountable. That's the difference. And that's the whole point. Is like a lot of people are like, do whatever you want. It's like, no, you're hurting other people. That's when I think you're a sex addict.
Well, that's when you go and you realize that you are unhappy and you do just make decisions to figure out yourself.
Yeah.
Truly, like if you are married, so what? Like you need to dissect like what the issues are and then maybe fix them with your spouse or realize that you are unhappy and it is what it is and you should be happy. You should find that happiness and go have some fucking fun. Like, you know what I mean?
I feel like you
get
have
out
to
of
go through that, though. The only way-
I don't agree with cheating. I don't agree with doing those things, but like I do agree with you finding yourself and like figuring that out and taking action and doing that.
Yeah.
Nikki, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I feel like you have to go through that. You have to like go through those phases where you're like, okay, today I want to try this. Today I want to try that. That's different. I want to try. How else are you gonna know more about yourself unless
That's
you're testing things?
you're
you know what I
not
mean?
you're not wrong, but that's a really wide gap.
No,
Like, there's like eight. Like
I don't
eight,
mean
like
for
eight dudes at the
forever.
same time in Jamaica
No,
is a big difference from going on Tinder.
No,
There's
no.
a big wide
But
range
I mean,
there.
people can say like, oh no, I would never do that. I don't like that. But like, how do you really know? How do you really know
Anyone
you don't
that says
like
they would
that?
never do that, I don't.
They're the
I'm
first
speaking
to do
from
it.
like
To say that.
no, I'm
Totally
speaking from
agree
somebody
with
who
you.
No,
was
not really.
like that before in younger age.
You guys can stay away from my butt. I'm sorry. I don't really.
I
I don't need to try it. You don't need to try to convince me.
No.
I'm good.
I don't know.
I am very firm in that belief. You don't need to touch my butt. All right.
A
Say
lot
I'm
of
in my
guys
yes
like
man
that
era.
more than
Preserve the
anything.
sanctity of the butthole.
Yeah, I'm in my yes
just
man
like
era.
being non-judgmental.
Oh, I'm not judgmental for all of your men who want you to
No,
stick things in their butt. I just don't want you to stick anything in my butt. Sound good? We can clip that.
Cancel.
Yeah. Michael, the misogynist bigot, doesn't want things in his butt.
You wanted this one. Yeah, you got it. All right, here we go.
Curious what you think. We're going to get a
You
little
don't
political here.
think about boys and just assume they're going to be okay because they've been running the world and they've got all the advantages relative to the girls, and all of which has historically been true in all kinds of ways. But precisely because of that, if you're not thinking about what's happening to boys and how are they being raised, then that can actually hurt women. And I would argue that some of the broad political trends we've seen, not just in this country, but around the world, have to do with this sense of, boys, men not feeling as if they are seen, feeling as if they count. Mm-hmm. And that then makes them more interested in appeals by folks who say, you know what, the reason you don't feel respected is because women have been doing this, or this group has been doing this, or that group's been doing this. And that is not that's not a healthy place to be. And I will say, as quote unquote progressives, Democrats, progressive parents, enlightened ones, we've made that mistake sometimes in terms of our rhetoric, where it's like we're constantly talking about what's wrong with the boys instead of what's right with them. We rightly have tried to invest in girls to make sure that there's a level playing field, and then they're not barred from opportunities. But we haven't been as willing, I think, to be intentional about investing in the boys, and that's been a mistake. And I think people are starting to recognize that. So going back to your optimism, I think there's a healthier conversation taking place now, both among this new generation of young women and men, but also among the public at large that's starting to see like, hey, we got to do better by our boys. And if we do better by our boys and we're producing stronger, more confident men, that's going to be good for our girls and our.
Awesome. All right. Anybody have any thoughts on that?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Do you think
cognitive
that's why...
decline? Because I'm just wondering.
No. Go ahead.
I mean, I think it's pretty right.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking about, I don't know why I'm laughing, but is that why men wants to be women now? So they feel more like...
You took it way far.
Way.
I don't disagree with you, but you took it way there. Is that why women want to be women? Okay. Anybody else have any thoughts when it comes to this? You have one?
Yeah, I just feel like, there's fathers out there, they don't have the best example for boys. Boys grow up with a low self-esteem. And then in also different situations where they feel like women owe them, like, a relationship or owe them. And that's where these, honestly, I'm big on documentaries. A lot of these documentaries and these killers, it's because they're being rejected by women. There is just like this whole thing of like.
Well, it tends to be a problem they have with their mother generally, and those with the ones you're talking about.
Yeah, and then social skills and then just like craziness where they just feel like
I think
girls owe it to them.
I think what President Obama is saying has more to do with the fact that like we haven't really thought about the fact that boys could suffer or fall behind. Like it wasn't we were disagreeing with the argument. We just weren't even having the discussion before. Does that make sense?
Yes, but they're only seeing a problem now.
Yes,
because it is affecting fucking women.
We're gonna get to that.
They only care how it works. They only care about the well-being of guys and men and boys, insofar as it's affecting women. It's all within the context of this gynocentric, this singular focus on. Well, we need better boys. Why? Because we need better boys to be better boys for women. That's why.
Especially in nowadays, because women are like boss women.
Go ahead.
Well, it's just the landscape's like changed exponentially. We used to have male role models. We used to have like male teachers. That's declined, right?
Yes.
That doesn't exist anymore. But like, I
because
totally
men are inappropriate.
What do you mean men are inappropriate?
Oh, I've had like probably
Like there's inappropriate women, there's
5
inappropriate people.
I've had probably
100%.
5 of like my teachers through all of my grade school who are now.
I would say that's a teacher's problem, and you've talked
Okay,
about
so-
that actually.
We can
Okay,
talk.
all right,
about
so here's the thing.
Female
about
teacher.
that.
You guys are all right. You guys are all correct, but you're having the discussion on the level that he's having the discussion on instead of asking the real question, which is how the fuck did this finally get to him? Do you understand? This is what he's saying is what we've been saying for 17 years. And it's been so fucking hard for people to listen to. And finally, they can't deny it anymore. They see 68, it's unignorable. 68% of college graduates are female, which is great. I understand that's what Title IX wanted to do. But we got to the point where now these women who have college educations have no men that they want to date. And they're like looking for who to blame. It must be because men have fallen short. It's
and
like, no.
emotional intelligence.
I mean, but emotional intelligence is not.
We've had 12 new
hypergamy
wave.
is not about emotional
We've had
intelligence.
12 new wave feminist movements in the last like 15 years, right? What has there been for men? So of course, men have like we've had trans movements.
Again,
Look at
you're
the whole
still
spectrum.
having the conversation instead of asking the question.
Why is
how
he
does
just
the
noticing
how does
this?
the man
Yeah.
how does
Yeah,
the no how does the man who literally wanted us canceled now agreeing with us? That's what
He
I'm
wasn't
trying to
even
bring up.
literate. He couldn't even
The
choke
man,
that.
the man who
That's
literally
why.
did him and Biden, who did everything they could to try to censor us. The DHS literally put him on a watch list. They literally, the DHS spent $700,000 taking traffic from our content to push it to that moron, that rapist Justin Baldoni. They just did that. Okay? Allegedly. Don't come after me, Justin. All right? I think your movies suck, but whatever. Not as bad as your podcast. No, but my point is, my point is, the point I'm trying to make is the point is not the argument is valid. Of course the argument's valid. Of course it's valid. You have men taking their, like men over the age of 40 or divorced, taking their lives 9 times at the rate of the general population. Men are more likely to suffer from mental illness, be homeless, lose their job, like all kinds of things. There's all the terrible repercussions. Because if there is a patriarchy, the heel of patriarchy is always on the necks of poor men. It's not on the necks of women. I'm sorry. If there is a patriarchy and at the top is these successful men, the bottom of the patriarchy is always low status men. That is always the way it's been. And it's been that way in every single culture throughout history. And so now finally, we've gotten to the point where Richard Reeves and Scott Galloway and Barack Obama, they can't ignore it anymore. Now, instead of sitting there, they're acting like we just kind of realized maybe boys are suffering too. Really? Because we realized that 15 years ago. We figured it out. So the question I have to ask is not whether or not what he's saying is correct. It is correct. The question I'm asking is, how is this man who is like simply tried to cancel my entire side of the aisle now agreeing with me? How bad have things gotten if now they're agreeing with what we're saying in this whole situation? And we have more clips of Scott Galloway. Again, these guys are liberals. He's at the City College of New York. He's these guys are hardcore liberals, and they're agreeing with us now.
Richard Reeves.
Because you can't keep disagreeing with this whole situation. And it's not, listen, I don't want to say, because the word delusional, I know it pisses a lot of people off. We got into a point where this is basically how the world works now. Okay, there are these factors that are bringing women up, and the main one is higher education and higher earning potential. Okay, and that's everything from college qualified jobs that you get to OnlyFans, and it's bringing women up. The average income for women is rising, and if you count non-child care, so women who don't take care of children, it's actually they're on par with men now. There is no pay wage gap if you don't have a kid. The pay wage gap is a child care gap. That Professor Richard Reeves proved that. Okay, so these are the forces bringing women up, and then here are the forces bringing men down: sedation, pornography, right? A lack of virtual, everything becomes virtual. A lack of in real life skills, video games,
weed.
So these things, these sedations are pulling men down, and while these socioeconomic realities are driving women up, and women, because of hypergamy, only date across and up. There's no men for them to date. And what has happened instead is we have the lowest marriage and birth rate in recorded fucking history. And everyone's like trying to find some other reason why this is happening. There is one reason why it's happening, and it's very plain and obvious. It just took them 20 years to finally get here. That's the point. That's the reason why I wanted to bring the whole thing up. Anyway, anybody else?
I don't know. I feel like there's just such a balance. I feel like if the woman doesn't want to work, and the man wants to be the, patriarch of the whole thing, wonderful. That's great. I feel like men should be able to accept a woman that is higher up I really do.
It's not about that. It's the women that are higher up aren't accepting the men. It's
But
Rihanna. It's Rihanna.
But they can.
It's
if they
Rihanna.
can meet
No,
in the
it's
middle.
It's Rihanna worth $200 million dating a billionaire. No. There's these Scandinavian countries. They have women. They have the even earning potential for men and women. And women in those countries, even though they make more money than men in some of them, they want men who make even more money than them.
The bar.
Well,
Yes, so the
feel
bar
like
keeps going higher.
That's not realistic. Like,
Again,
it's
you
not
just said it's not realistic. Of course, that's
Right.
why we
And-
have
and
at the
that's
lowest
their own
marriage rate.
problem. But like in general, like I feel like it's a dance. Like if a woman makes more money, that should be perfectly fine. If the man makes
I know. There's no guy here who's like, if a woman makes more money, we're not going to get horny for her. No one is making that argument. What we're saying is that when the women makes more money, they're not like of the top 3 precipitators of divorce in the United States. You know what one of them is? When the man makes less money than the woman. That's when divorce
that's
is.
on the man.
Huh?
That's on the man.
It's not on the man. It's on the woman. You said
He
till
can
death
be
do
on
us
the
part.
same
It's a
day.
marriage.
Signed up for
It's not. It said till death do us part in sickness and in health, and whether rich or poor. It says that in the
The man
vows.
should be comfortable enough. So what?
But hold on, he's not gonna
what?
he's not gonna do he's not gonna
the one
divorce her if she
initiating the
loses her.
divorce. Yeah.
He's not gonna leave her if she loses her job.
No, it's both parties. Like both. Like she should be giving him what he needs. Like if he's making more money, great. If she's making more money,
out of
But
curiosity,
that's not
how to cut?
about that.
What is
It's not about the need.
the average guy in the United States makes how much a year? What do you think?
I have no fucking clue. But my man makes enough for me.
Well, how much for you to date a guy? How much hypothetically? We're not talking about your current relationship. How much would a guy have to make?
Mm,
Can you get closer to the microphone, please?
I mean, a lot.
Like
I
how
can't
much?
say.
I mean, like, do you understand how you're like making your own argument against your own point?
The prosecution rests.
The prosecution rests, Your Honor.
Can I
Like, okay, ready? Okay.
I don't make the most
average-
money. I
the
don't
av-
make any money.
The
if I'm
average
being
guy,
honest.
the
Like,
average guy makes $59,000 a year.
That's terrible.
Oh, is it terrible? So what happened
You're
to that?
so
Do you guys
mean.
understand? Do you guys see my point? It's like you're saying that they're terrible. They're still men. Do you understand what
That's
you
just
do?
my expectation.
Well, but do you understand what? No, that's
it is
every
everyone.
woman's
It's
expectation.
everyone.
Go on Tinder. That's
Not
everyone.
me.
Do you understand? Hold on. Can you conceive, Anna? Can you conceive of what happens if you leave the bottom third of men behind? Can you conceive of what happens to society? Because
Yes.
that's where we're going.
Yes, I've been in. It's different with you. Okay, so like I was in all my 20s. I dated men where I was the moneymaker. I made all the fucking money. I did all of it. I wanted to have babies. I wanted to start a marriage. It wasn't until all these abusive relationships that now I am where I am now, and now I want to have fun. Now I want now I don't want to have a family right now. Like I want to do, like I finally found myself.
Can I ask you a question? Obviously, whatever abuse happened to you, you didn't deserve, and that shouldn't have happened. But could you possibly see a pattern how you've gotten into multiple abusive relationships and how it may have been something that, like an attraction wiring in your
Of
mind, that was
course,
wrong?
of course.
So
My
you would take accountability
Of
for the fact that you would pick men who were abusive.
Of course.
Do you understand? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you understand that most men aren't abusive? Do you understand that I could find right now? Do you understand that most men aren't abusive?
I think both are girls and men.
Do you understand that most men aren't abusive? Most men do not hit women. Most men do not verbally abuse women. No, they don't.
No,
They don't.
I'm
Okay, go. I thought you were shaking your head like, no,
I'm
I think they do.
I'm not agreeing with you, but I'm listening to you.
Right. But my point is that, so if the top 10% of wage earners in this country make $134,000 a year, and none of you would ever dream of dating a guy who only made $134,000 a year, and that puts you in the top 10%. And then the women who say they want a guy who's 6 feet tall, and only 17% of the U.S. population is 6 feet tall. And now you're saying, well, I want a guy who's 6 feet tall and makes $100,000 a year. That's 2.2% of men. And if you got one of them, you're like, hey, man, that's awesome. That's great. I got that. But then you just realize you're leaving this math. You understand? 17% of women say that they're interested in a man who's 5'9" or shorter. Do you understand what you do to the population when that happens? This wasn't an issue before because you didn't have social media, because you didn't have power forwards and center fielders in your DMs. You didn't have Tyga inviting you to a video shoot in Los Angeles. By the way, who here's had Tyga in their DMs?
Like
raise your hand. Hold on. Raise your hand if Tyga has slid into your DMs. Don't lie. You said both of you, Tyga? Okay, cool. Yeah. For a video shoot. Yeah. So that's what happens. And a lot of times women will get stuck on their highest setting. And so because they went on a date with a guy who was high status, every guy that they go out with afterwards has to match up to that. And it gets to a point where it's not realistic. And women are like, I'm not going to change my standards. That's fine, but your standards are artificially inflated. Like giving a guy steroids and his muscles getting bigger, your standards for what you think you can get have been inflated by what you see on social media. Go ahead, Dallas.
I would love, like, I think overall, like making generalizations, right? You're asking like the average this, the average that. Every single one of us have different experiences. We have different social circles. We make different amounts of money. We hang around people that make different amounts of money. So when we think of an average, we're going to be thinking of an average of people that we associate with. Yeah. When you said 59,000, honestly, I thought it was lower. I thought that it was probably about $45,000, right? Just because thinking about it, that may not be the people I hang out, but I know that like the economy right now, everything going on, like we have to keep in mind just because you party with millionaires or bottle service is normal, like that could be someone's entire income that is being spent on bottle service. Right. And so the expectations
or you could date men who spend that much on bottle service and they could gaslight you into thinking that they're going to be monogamous with you. 100%. Has that ever happened to anybody here? You guys ever had any friends that that's happened to? Oh, I see some hands raising. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. It's like what happens is instead of dealing with the reality of who you are and who you can get, I'm going to say this, and if it offends you, I'm sorry, but I'm going to say it again. I say this every episode. As a man, I can define my sexual market value by the attractiveness of the women who will have sex with me. As a woman, you can define your sexual market value by the status of the men who will commit to you. They are two different things. Yeah. And what's happened, unfortunately, is that because women like want to take on the attributes of men, they think that their status is their sexual market value is derived by the men they can have sex with. Drake would probably fuck all of you. I'm not trying to be an asshole. Drake probably would have sex with all of you. Drake doesn't seem to be super picky. His baby's mom was like, man.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. You guys are all really attractive. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're right, Sonia. You're right, Sonia. I apologize. Of course, he'd be lucky to have sex with all of you. My point is, because of that, now you're stuck at Drake for the rest of your life. Do you see the problem?
That's the benchmark.
I feel like I'm a different. Like I literally had.
We can all feel like we're different.
Okay.
Yes.
I feel like I've had all of this and this and this. I'm different. And now I don't have these expectations. I don't need a 6-foot man. I literally just, and it's not even like commitment either. Like, I mean, of course I like that, but like before I was with my man, I literally wanted to just like, I was so tired of being in these abusive relationships that I wanted to use these men to the max. Like I was like, I'm going to take this, I'm going to take this, I'm going to take this. And it wasn't until an emotional, intelligent man like that, he was able to like, we like came to a balance of like, okay, I do want money. I do want, some type of like, I want communication. Like I want a lot of different things, but it wasn't a 6-foot, like you have to look, oh my God, like this, like it's just like, there's a balance and that's where things happen. Like I did, yeah, like.
Really quickly. So I just wanted to say, because I have a few friends who will say, I won't date a guy unless they make this number. And I just I hate that question or being asked like, how much does a man have to make? Like, I don't like putting a number on it because it's not necessarily the number. It's like the security that it brings. It's their mentality. It's their work ethic. It's their, you know what I mean? It's a persona. It's not necessarily potential. Well, because I've been with people who started off, lower, but I saw that potential there and we grew together. Yeah. And if you see that drive, if you see that motivation, that's sexy to me. And so if you see them being lazy or why is this average stuck at 50 something? Like when I was a teacher, I was making that much. I know you can make more money than that. Okay. So it's why are you stuck there? To me, it's not the number, it's the mentality that's a turnoff. Mm-hmm. If they're stuck there, not wanting to grow and get bigger, that's the turnoff.
It's ambition.
Yeah. So it's kind of why are you staying at that? You kind of are doing it to yourself.
See, what happens is
work for more.
I'm going to quote Rich Cooper here real quick. Rich is famous for having said that women don't care about men's struggles. They only wait at the finish line and they fuck the winners. While that is true, that is incomplete. The other part of that equation is not every girl is going to be the girl that's waiting at the finish line, and not every guy is going to be racing across the finish line at the same time. So you've got a guy who's in his mid-20s and he's got a lot of drive and a lot of ambition. He doesn't have a lot of money, but there's a personal potential that could or could not be there, depending on how well he maximizes his own potential. So women are forced to make a bet. They're forced to make a bet and using the collateral that they have with their sexual agency, with their good looks, with their youth, with their if you're in between the ages of 18 and 28, right in 23, 24, right there, and you're at the peak of your sexual market value, and you find a guy and you say, I really like this guy, I think he's going to be a winner in the future. I'm going to bet the remaining years of my peak sexual agency on this guy, because when this guy gets to be 35, 36, I'm going to be in the car with him when we go across the finish line, and all you bitches can go fuck off.
Right.
Because he's going to be with me because I invested the capital, the sexual agency capital that I have right now in this dude. Most women won't fucking do
and
that
I think
right
the
now.
guy
They
has
will
more
not do that.
respect for that woman because I think they know their intentions are more pure, right? Because they were there when it all started and helped.
For sure, but where the cop out lies is like providership isn't just monetary. It isn't just I make like 1.5 or even 500 or even 300 a year.
It's a package.
It's like if you, I would say this. I remember to my boyfriend who went on to sell his company to Yelp, and after we broke up, and had like a multi-$100 million exit after I paid the rent. And I was that girl that was like, why aren't you committing? Why aren't we moving in together? I was the worst. I'm gonna admit that. But he wouldn't even pick a fucking daisy from the public park. It was like, throw the baby out with the bathwater. Like, if I can't buy you everything, I'm going to do nothing at all. And I'm like, it's not about buying me anything. It's about any effort.
I agree that it isn't that way with you. I disagree that it's not that way with most women. What do you want to say, Lolo?
Well, I was going to say too, if you're talking about waiting till your man gets to the finish line, you see that potential, you see that ambition. Well, what happens once he gets across the finish line?
He leaves your ass for a white girl. When you get on, he leaves your ass for a white girl.
Yeah. So that's where I think a lot of women get stuck too. Like, you might have this really great guy, but guess what? He's in his 50s. He's got millions of dollars, and all of a sudden,
secretary got it. Yeah. The thing is, this is like, and that's another thing that's fucking women up today too, is because that mentality right there has been just smashed into the social fabric of the last 4 generations of women. What are you going to do if you can't trust men? They are either Homer Simpson and they are just complete doofuses that need a woman to save him from himself. They're borderline abusers who are going to come and just like rake you over the coals. Or there's the new version, which is the incompetent guy who can't change a tire, can't drive a stick, can't tie a bow tie or necktie, whatever. Can't do any of this shit. If
daily effort.
If those are the 3 choices that women have, you have to get the bag. You have to get the business. You have to get the college degree, which is much easier for you right now. You have to have all of this shit because if you can't trust this motherfucker to provide you with long-term security in the future, if he's it doesn't matter what his potential is, because even if he maximizes his potential, even if he's the best dude in the world, he could still turn into Gary Vee and go and divorce his wife who was with him when he was in his mid-20s, and now he's just married his little young chippy that was with him recently.
Can I say something to her comment real quick? Of course, that's a risk, but that's a risk in any relationship, whether you're with them when they're already successful or if you start with them when they're, building. That's always a risk. You're always going to take a risk, in love and relationships, marriage. But at the end of the day, what matters is your relationship mostly with yourself. So at the end, if you build something for yourself too, like, don't live your life all for him, live it together, be a team, build stuff for yourself too, so that, if hopefully nothing happens, but if it does, you're happy with yourself.
Yeah, like
be happy alone.
I'd rather be happy in Hawaii on a yacht.
You know what I mean? Yeah, no, I know. But I'm saying, like, set yourself up for a build something.
Use the rich man. Use him.
Build something for yourself too
that
when
goes
they're
back
building.
to what I was saying. Like, you know what you need, and like, with a relationship, like, you can fall out of love, and that is okay. Like, as long I know what I need, A, B, and C. And like, if that happened at first and then like time goes on and it's just not like that anymore for me, it's just not that way for me, and you shouldn't be stuck. Yes, it's a partnership. Yes, you should work together through things. But like, if I'm not getting what I need, that's it. Like, you shouldn't have to stay.
All right, I got a good video that's a good segue here. I'll get to the WNBA one in a minute here. This is too good.
I don't care what anyone says, but the best relationships out there, a relationship where the woman is chasing the man and the man is chasing a better future for both of them. A man is so much better at leading, at guiding, at figuring out what is best for both of them. The woman is in her best feminine role when she's trusting the man, when she's trusting his guidance, and when she's following him and doing what he says. It's the best possible relationship, and you cannot change my mind. A woman who is feminine and who's willing to trust a man to lead her, and a good man who's leading both of them into a better future. That's it.
No.
She lost me at chasing.
Oh, go ahead. Hold on.
No,
Hannah.
she lost you at trust.
I love a man to lead. I believed I was with her with everything else, but the chase, a woman should chase a man, support. Like it's again language around this.
Here's who I said. I think women should be slightly more into their man than the other way around, and he should be slightly more into his empire that they're building, and she should have complete and total unconditional love for the children. Like that's probably, and if you were to survey most healthy relationships, I think that's what you're going to find.
Yeah.
The problem is if a man is more into the girl than the other way around, you have like 50 leverage points that I don't have. Like, for instance, if we decided to get into a polyamorous relationship, who would be able to get more sexual access quicker, you or me? You, 100x.
Pre or post pregnancy, you know what I mean? There's a lot of variables. Am I 40?
Still 100. It's 100 to 1. It's still 100 to 1. It's 100 to 1.
Girls always.
So if women have that, did you want to say something?
Yeah, like I wouldn't say the word chase, but I definitely think that like the man has to be into the woman more. The only relationship I've ever had, I went up to him, and normally it's never that way. It's like 99%, they always come up to you. But the only one is like, I really wanted him more. Obviously it didn't work right now, but like it worked at the time. And it kind of was like, I wanted him, but he wanted me, but it was like, we were working together. And I think that was so much better than him just wanting me. And I'm just like, well, I could have him or not. But it was like, I was really into it more. So that's like the only way.
You guys understand, I'm going to disabuse you of something. This idea that when men are too busy and they're successful and they're working really hard and women find that attractive when the guy's unavailable. I hear women say, no, that's just unhealed women. No, it's not. It's not just unhealed women. It's women. If a dude is successful and he is on his grind, women in general find that attractive. It's not this unhealed nonsense. Yeah, so that's the thing. That's why. So for me, it's like I need to do the things so that our kids can go to Oxford or Harvard. And while I'm doing those things, I need to lead this household. And if I'm leading this household, I need you to follow. And if you're going, and when you follow, that's incredible. And then when we have children, the delusionality that women have to get him in the best private school, to get him on the best PTA, or get him on the best baseball team, whatever. I need that. I need unrealistic, delusional protection for our offspring. Throw me in front of the train to save the kid. Whatever the fuck you got to do. Unconditional love for the child. That to me, since that method has been working for, I don't know, the last 178 million years of mammalian evolution, I think that's probably the best way to go.
I feel like I may be a little old school. My parents are super old, 70, 75. I feel like literally, I think it should be 50-50 with men and women loving each other. But I do believe men should be providers, period. They should be working their ass off to provide for the family, for their woman, for their children, whatever. The woman should also be working their ass off to provide comfort for the children, and also serving their man in the way.
He retired his wife. If you're my girlfriend, you don't have to work. I don't agree with
Well, I don't work.
Yeah.
And,
you don't work.
But I make sure my man is happy. So like as much as I love my man, I feel like he loves me as well, because we both have roles, and like I make sure damn well he is very much taken care of at home, and he makes sure that I am very much taken care of in other ways, financial, just everything. I think it's a big 50-50, and it's hard to find that
I
balance.
want to be more emotionally aware after listening to you.
I mean,
I really want to work on that part
emotional.
of
It's
myself.
not just emotional. I think it's in general.
Lolo, can you help
I
me
think
become
it's in
healed?
general intelligence. Like it doesn't have to be emotional. It's just like, I mean, men can be emotional too. Like I want to hear his problems.
Let me explain. I'll break it down like this. If I care about you, I'm going to solve problems for you. If I care about you, I'm going to help you with
You
your
have
business.
to be able to connect,
No.
though.
Oh, listen. If I care about you, I'm going to solve problems for you. If I care about you, I'm going to make your life easier. I'll still listen to you if you want me to, but I'm going to make your life easier. And when I do so, I'm not going to cry. I'm probably not going to yell.
I don't
But
want
it doesn't
you to.
mean. But if that's how I express love to people I care about,
That's amazing
Just
love.
as valid as people
It is.
yelling and crying and screaming.
No, I don't want
So the
crying. I
people-
don't want that.
Yes.
I just want you to listen and give me that ear.
Go ahead.
I think the broader point is, you know, when a man's expressing love, like true commitment to his partner, it's not in the form of, and obviously we as women like it, you know, I love you, here's flowers, here's this. Sometimes it's, let me set you up in business, let me work harder, let me put my all into every single day because I love you and I see you as my
I'm on it all.
Well, you're asking a lot of one person.
Well, I get it.
Yeah.
They're
like
out there.
Men are human. Like
So what Lauren is doing is looking at this from society's standpoint,
Right.
and you're looking for at it. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with this. You're looking at it from your standpoint.
Of course.
Do you understand? If you're like, well, my expectations are high, but that's okay because I have a man who does this. Just consider the entire planet.
I would be single for the rest of my life if I didn't get A, B, and C.
Yeah,
And
that's
that's totally fine.
right. Okay,
These
but
are
do you
my
understand from a
expectations,
societal level how it's not totally fine?
Of course.
Do you understand?
Well, no, yes, I do. I do.
Or do you
and
want
I would be
Skynet to
single,
show
like I
up and
said.
just
I would
nuke
be
the
single
planet?
for the rest of my life.
Do you understand?
I would be single, and that's totally fine.
Right, but we all just decide we want to be single, not have kids, and that love is just like
and that's when you
diversion.
start loving yourself more.
And then there's no more
And there's no
people.
more
Do you understand the problem?
procreation.
Like maybe the nurse here can explain to you
I got some
reproduction
issues.
works.
I got some daddy issues that like it is what it is. I got daddy issues.
She's like
but
Thanos, and you just want to have the people go. That's what's gonna happen.
It's okay. I can make all the babies.
I think a big problem too is like
pass the baton.
like nowadays I feel like a lot of girls or women are, and I don't know if anybody will get offended by this, but I feel like they have an expectation in their mind that's not really realistic. And it's like, well, what are you bringing to the table? There's a lot of women that are out there and they have all these standards. They want a guy to do this, and that. And it's like, well, what are you bringing to the table? What are you know what I mean? If you're not bringing anything, then why do you deserve all those things? So
Nikki,
about men or women say that?
no, women. There are
Because
a lot
I
of
feel
women.
like
I have a lot of
men
friends.
Say this to me.
I have a lot of
too.
female friends that will go off.
Yeah,
I think
You made sure you're giving
Yeah,
them
I
what
just
they
have to be
want.
hot. I just have to be
Yeah,
hot, and
Nick-
I'm gonna get everything I want.
Nikki just got like 10 marriage proposals in the chat right now.
No,
saying that.
it's honestly. I
What
think
do
it's
you?
a
A
big
woman
problem.
asking, what do you bring to the table?
It's really a
and
big
she's
problem.
and she's a nurse.
I mean,
she has
you
a good
show
job,
up
and she's
when
saying
they get
that.
home from work, you're in lingerie, you have dinner cooked, you have the house cleaned. I mean, like,
That a
you know
girl.
what I mean?
That a girl.
What, like, seriously, you're
You're making it sound like a task, though. And if those
It's
are things
not a
you
task
want to
for me.
do for
It's
your
fun
partner,
for me.
then I have a career, and I would still provide those.
No, yeah, that's different.
because I want to do
That's
that for
totally
my partner.
different.
That's
What
a
if
part
you
of our
love
connection.
to work?
Totally-
Like, I love
Hello.
working, and this is
I
where
can't
it-
stop.
This is where it
don't. That's
becomes
why I'm
big.
saying I'm
This is- I
different.
find with men, especially, they're like, I was just with this guy in Barcelona, and he had me pay for brunch. I told you all about it. It was a weird fucking test thing. He had me fly back there, and then the second day, he was like, I think we should get brunch, and it was like this bizarre thing. And I was talking about how much I love my career, and he doesn't like his. He's like, I'm thinking about changing it. He's in medical marketing, and like I could tell he was resentful of me. And I'm like, do I have to dilute myself in order to be provided for? Do I have to explain to you, like, or do you just expect me to even the playing field by paying for
That's
brunch?
extremely unattractive.
So here's the answer to your question. So I get this all the time. Like I have like women whenever they are asking me like, Rolla, where are the good guys? I'm now 32 years old. Where they're all back in your 20s where you left them basically. But the thing is when I talk to women, they'll say, what do I have to do? Like what's wrong with me? How come I can't find where are the good guys? Where can I find a good guy? Right. And it's usually because women have become the men that they want to marry. They have become that masculine energy, whatever the fuck you want to call it. They've become, and this is not a Rollo Tomassi quote. This is a Gloria fucking Steinem quote from 1970. Women are becoming the men that they wanted to marry. And the thing is what happens is when you get into that state, you become this autonomous, androgynous thing. There's it's not male, it's not female. You just basically have plotted your life plan along a masculine line. So when we talk about I'm a boss bitch, I'm an alpha male.
But what if I'm not
alpha
about? I just
female,
love to work.
But okay, but you like
I
to
love my
work.
job.
And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but you're wondering like why, this guy's like, oh, I think he resents me and stuff like that. The reason why he's resenting you is because he's looking at you're relating as two men would relate, right? Yeah, I've got a better job.
So what would you say I do?
Yeah, so-
What would
yeah.
you say I do? Not talk passionately about.
But you already did. No, wait. You already did it. You already did it. You already did it. Which is. So what do I got to do? You have to get in touch with your inner feminine again. And you know what that is?
I forgot my credit card.
You just said it. You just said, what do I have to do? Dumb myself down? Why did you say dumb myself down? Why do I have to like why do I have to reduce myself to be in my feminine?
No, I think that.
Well, it's because you only have a masculine frame of reference right now.
Mhm.
So when you're relating to this guy, you're relating as two like co-equal men, right? But if you want to now suddenly pivot back to being, I want to be feminine again, and really all you're doing is, how do I fuck this guy? At that point, you're not trying to come up with a life plan with this guy. You're not going to say, okay, we're going to have kids in the future. I'm going to go meet his parents. We're going to settle down and buy a nice house in the middle of middle America and have 2.4 kids and a golden retriever in the front yard. You are basically, you've already taken care of every aspect of like your provisioning needs, your provisioning, your security, your provisioning, protection, parental investment, all that stuff is already taken care of because you love your career. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? But the thing is what's left?
Tell me.
There's the lacrosse team. That's what's left.
I have a solution.
There's the hot guy in the foam cannon party in Cancun on spring break, and you were drunk, he was cute, and one thing led to another. It's all there is left is hot monkey sex. There's no, because you've taken care of it. You become the man that you wanted to.
So you're saying there's no resolve.
No, I have a solution. Have the conversation naked.
Well,
if you're naked and you have that conversation,
the nurse comes through again.
About, like, she's gonna be married
Just
before the
saying,
end of the
you're gonna like, they're gonna.
How does she
every
just keep getting?
Thursday.
How does she
There's your
just keep getting
femininity
this right over and over again?
There's
Show
your
up
femininity
naked,
while you're
bring
saying
beer.
what you want to say.
I feel like in these days and age, like these days, like that is so attractive to some men. Like if they're not comfortable with that,
Nudity and beer.
you move on.
Listen, I'm gonna disabuse you of something else. No man has ever been intimidated by how much money you make or your job. Ever. No man. I don't like pickles for some reason. It's a preference I have. I don't like masculine women either. It's a preference. I'm not intimidated. If you had $1 billion, I would not be intimidated by you. If you were good to me and we were having a great relationship, I don't care how much money you make. The problem is, again, go back to Chris GQ Perry. It's these men are intimidated by strong women. None of us are, no offense. I'm 100 pounds heavier than you. I'm intimidated by any of you. None of you intimidate us, but we have a preference for something that is softer, more masculine, that's going to make our lives easier, more fun, and more peaceful. That's what we have. That's a preference. They use the word intimidate to lessen men.
I don't think I use that word though.
I'm just saying, you'll see this all the time.
Not you.
Your female friends will say this. Well, no, girl, he just broke up with you because you're a boss bitch. No, he broke up with you because you're annoying. He broke up with you because you're masculine.
I feel like some guys are intimidated by it, and that's totally fine.
No, I'm here to help. You don't have to listen to me. There is no example where a dude is intimidated by how much money.
intimidated.
I mean,
Not
some
one
losers
example.
are-
Preference. It's not their
like
preference.
maybe not you, but some losers are.
I don't think they're
Yes, they
intimidated.
are.
But I
That's
think
what
I
I'm
think they may
saying.
feel
I've met
insecure.
I mean, I
because
don't know.
they
I'm not
have
a
any money.
man, obviously.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Or there, but do you know?
No,
but
but
what would you call not being passionate about a man not being passionate about his career when I'm clearly passionate about mine? I didn't say intimidation.
It's not intimidated. He just has a preference. Like if you're a dude and you make just like like just say you make $90,000 a year, and the girl you're dating makes $1 million a year, you're not intimidated by her. That is not
Some of them
real.
are.
They're not. No, it isn't.
What would you call it?
I would say it's a preference. By the way, men will date women who make more money than them. There is no data that shows that men
No, he
will not
wanted
do
me to
that.
pay, so of course.
Yeah,
he
no,
wanted me to
there's
make
no
money.
data that shows that women won't date men or men won't date women who make more money than them. That's not the issue. The issue is in this situation, like, are you more masculine? If you were sitting there doing things that make this relationship harder, it doesn't matter. And then you're like, at the end, it's like, well, it's because I was a boss bitch. Like, no, it wasn't. He was intimidated. That is a cope. He's not intimidated. It's just your preference. Guys, it's just real, man. I know it's woe is me. I don't mean to be a victim here. Okay, I'm not a victim. But as a man, you guys don't understand.
Say it loud.
Everyone is out to take my clients. Everyone is out to take my girl. Everyone wants to take my money. And just as a man in general. Dr. Blake, he probably has competitors in his space that want to take his clients away from him. Every day we wake up and we go to the gym and someone's stronger than us. Someone has a nicer car than us. Every day people are trying to take from us. Every day we have to compete. It's like that. And then I got to come home and compete with you too? Fuck that. No, but I have a burden of performance no matter what. I'm a man. I am not pretty enough to where people are going to pay to look at naked pictures of me. I am always going to have a burden of performance. No one's going to take care of me. No one. And so because of that, for the rest of my life, I have to live like this. And if you're a woman and you don't have a burden of performance, then that's fine. You don't have that issue. But I can't come home and have a situation where I'm having a dick measuring contest with my wife because she did this or she needs to ask masculine. And it's not that I'm intimidated. It's that I need some fucking peace.
I think
That's
you're
it.
a confident man, but not all men are like that.
No, but I agree with you because here's the thing. As much as I love my career and blah, 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 I don't want to date someone that is my match intellectually or that is interested in the same things that I am. I wanted someone I could be fucking dumb with.
You can be done with?
Dumb with.
Do we have any male sex workers in here? There we go. We have a few over here. Okay.
Scotty Eichler's here somewhere.
Retired sex workers. Okay.
But yeah, that's the thing that people get lost on. It's like that to induce that playful side is so hard to come by. And people assume it's like, oh no, I want to cerebrally spar with you and blah, blah. And I'm like,
No. I don't mind if you cerebrally spar with me. What I have a problem with is when you treat me like Homer Simpson or Jeffrey Dahmer. That's when I have a problem. I have a problem when you don't trust me and I did nothing to not be trusted.
Yeah.
This is I ended a relationship because of this. We were like hanging out. We're like going out to, if you guys ever been with me to XS, it's basically my home. I pay rent to live here. I'm there every fucking week. It's
true.
I go up literally, in the whole time she's like, where are we going? Where are we going? And I'm like, I'm at home right now. You don't need to ask me where I'm going. And from this point forward, don't ask me again where we're going. Wherever we're going is the best place to be because I'm leading you. And if you don't believe that, then don't date me anymore. And it's just one of these, that was the part that drove me crazy. It's not about how much money she made. It was the fact that I'm being questioned when there is no reason to question
Well,
me.
why can't you compromise?
Huh?
Like, what if she wants to go somewhere else? It's not.
No, it wasn't that. She's totally fine. We went to where she wanted to go. It wasn't like that at all.
Okay.
It's just like we're walking around and I'm like trying to take her on stage and I'm being questioned. Don't question me.
Oh yeah.
Don't. I know what I'm like. The idea that I don't know what I'm doing. Like it's fine. Are there men out there who don't know what they're doing? Absolutely. Don't date them. But if I know what I'm doing and you still don't trust me, that's an issue that you have because you have been taught through The View and big tech and the media that all men are Homer Simpson or Jeffrey Dahmer.
No, yeah.
They're abusers or they're incompetent. And because you've been taught that, then you get up around a man who is competent.
Well, then you should leave that woman at the club.
Well,
What I
exactly.
can say is somebody who is very much so an alpha female. I do appreciate a man that is also alpha and can lead the way and do all these things that you're saying. Like that is very attractive. So yay for that.
Yeah.
Would you let go of the alpha kind of designation if you were with the right guy who was taking over all of the stuff that you feel you have to be alpha to take care of in the first place?
Absolutely. Let him take the wheel if I trust
So
him.
would you say your identity is really kind of a fraud until you meet the right guy who can sort of take over and that mental
fraud? I
load?
wouldn't say it's a fraud. I mean, I definitely know what I don't want at the end of the day. So until I do find what I do want, then who else is going to take care of me?
You.
There it is. Oh God, we're gonna do that one.
Ready?
Okay.
We're gonna stick to some funny ones here.
Okay.
Oh Jesus, you had to make me do this one.
They're doing wrong. What? The problem is with the WNBA. We need more femininity, man. Because if we're gonna get more guys watching, because a lot of women,
I'm not gonna argue with you, boy.
Yeah, we need a little bit more femininity.
You say a lot of bullshit, but you said some real shit then.
Yeah, because the motherfuckers can get a little scary, bro. And to the point where it make you feel uneasy about what's going on.
After the All-Star game, the girls went out. You can pull this out.
Yeah. Oh, the Stud Buds. Yeah, I saw that.
So they went out
Steady
and
buddies.
they at the club, Jack. They holding them outside. They like, what? We not finna be standing outside and win the WNBA. Hey, baby, the games are over. Y'all are just studs. When if you want to get some special treatment, wear your hooping clothes. Or pay nigga price.
The whole uniform. We got to know who you is.
We got to know who you is, baby. You coming in there with a buzz cut. Bitch, you not finna come in here and break the line.
Nose ring, all that shit. Cheek ring. We don't know who the hell you is.
They don't know where I'm at.
Could be a biker gang or something.
Where am I at where these bitches is?
Look at him, Jack.
It look like a biker gang on some real shit.
I don't like it.
Oh, shit.
Shit, the commissioner ugly as a motherfucker, too.
Yeah.
Can't
a
tell.
non-dancing ass.
Yeah.
Now, she look like the head of HR on some real shit.
Man, that bitch look like Peyton Manning.
Yo.
Yeah, bruh.
Big ass head.
Bruh, these motherfuckers ugly to remix.
Man, that messed up, though. I hate y'all get in that club.
Bitch, get off me.
But it look like y'all had fun.
That motherfucker look like Will Smith, son.
Yeah.
Nah, boy, you hit that. Hey,
Now that motherfucker do look like Jay.
Look what.
Y'all tripping.
Come on, we ain't waiting in no line. Or have your money. That what the NBA nigga doing.
Niggas not going to the club to see these
That's
motherfuckers,
wrong
bro.
what they got on, though, bro. You can't go in there with no fucking wipe it on and expect to cut the line and shit like that.
Now, Ball just said
On some
something.
real shit,
so
bro.
anybody watching, they'll know we ain't just goddamn stud shaming.
Nah, we can't.
Cause
Nah,
shit,
we
I'm
can't even
built
do
like
that shit.
one.
Yeah.
So we ain't stud shaming.
I'm saying we isn't anybody. I don't. Maybe LeBron or Michael Jordan.
I
Somebody
don't
can
give
pull
a
that
fuck
shit
who
out.
you is.
Not no white beater, bro.
I know her. That's Courtney Williams. She played for the Minnesota.
Good shit, boy.
All right, awesome. Anybody have any
No.
opinions about that?
I didn't understand any of it.
I honestly was trying to figure out.
So what he said was so basically this during the NBA WNBA All-Star game, they all went to a club afterwards, and the club wouldn't let them in because they are all wearing wife beaters and had cornrows and ball fades.
Well, come on.
Keep going, Hannah.
Dress
Keep going.
a little bit fucking better. Like what? are
Dress
you
better.
wearing?
Hold on, but I mean, you guys know what Caitlin Clark's main problem is, right? It's not that she's white; it's that she's straight. That's her main problem in the W. That's why she's
Yes.
getting.
Wait. Hold on. I got the video for you here. Hang on. Watch this. Caitlin Clark. That's her boyfriend right there. You want to be him, guys? Look. Up. Wait. Oh, brushed off. The brush off. Wow.
What percentage of WNBA is lesbian? Do you know?
I mean, I'm sure there's no legal way to figure this out, but I mean, it's going to be in the high 60%.
Only the ones that get offended by green dildos being thrown out the court.
It's getting a little too cold. Can we guys turn this off? Hannah said she can cut glass or something. I don't know what she meant by that. I don't know what that means. Anyway, the point is, the WNBA, like, and I'm going to say this because this is going to blow a lot of people's minds. I actually kind of like the WNBA. I like it it's on the par with like high school basketball to me. I watch. I'm aware. I think Asia Wilson's an awesome athlete. I think they're great, but they're not as good as men. Right. And then when they go off and they're kind of like D-list celebrities. Like I think I'm addicted to basketball. I love watching basketball constantly. So
Go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys.
Sorry, I had to. I'm sorry.
Somebody's paying for it.
We have never kicked a girl off this show.
Go Mavericks.
We've never kicked a girl off this show.
Go Mavericks.
No,
I'm saying, like, I admire if a girl is really good at basketball. I admire that. That's really cool. My issue with this whole situation is now it's this compounded with the idea that they're like, you need to pay us more, which is another absurd. I don't know if we have that clip from the Barstool Sports guy saying that they need to pay the WNBA players more. We just got to a point where it's just like utter and complete delusion, and it's now you don't have a functioning society anymore when you
I
start
don't know
believing
much
something.
about them. Are they that? I mean, are they amazing?
Huh?
No, let's talk about like sex work. Like, what about do
Yes,
men
let's.
make it sex work?
Awesome. Nice
I'm
segue.
sorry.
Perfect
Like,
pivot.
let's own that as what it is. Like, men cannot make money in sex work.
They can if they're
not
gay.
nearly to.
If they're gay,
exactly.
they can. They
but
can
not
make the same
nearly.
amount of money, yeah.
Even if they're
Got it.
gay, not
No.
nearly to the
Yeah.
scale that women
Yes.
can.
Gentlemen,
That's the
I
same
think
as
we
sports.
need to raise hell, and we have to go march on OnlyFans until we can make
We
our
make
own
the same
channel.
amount of money.
Make the same amount of
Pay
money
us
on
more.
our assholes.
Just like the WNBA players, pay us more.
Yeah, race to the finish line. But
Uh-huh.
that's
Just like you guys are gonna fight, so is she.
But those are fundamental truths, and I believe, like I'm not interested in watching women play sports or like watch. Well, I did have a thing with the male porn star one time, and like, but I'm a weird person.
What's his
That's
name?
what-
Sterling?
No,
Okay.
no. We'll talk offline. But it's like,
I mean,
but
that's
just
hot.
fundamentally, those are both truths, right? And it's like men. I never hear men getting mad. Equal pay for for male sex workers. We don't hear that, but we hear this with women, with female athletes. It's just like these are fundamental truths that we just cannot.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, you kind of get paid what you are. Anyway, my point was, I'm not like a hater of the WNBA. It's fine, it's basketball, but this whole thing goes back to what there's been this huge discussion. Dave Portnoy, that's who it was.
Yeah.
It was like, you guys are idiots if you think that they shouldn't make more money. I was like, no, they're losing money. It's like you've never run a company before. They shouldn't even be making the money they're making now. It's crazy. Go ahead.
Wasn't there some comedian who was like, women are like, oh, the WNBA doesn't get as much notoriety, no one cares, and then Caitlin Clark comes on the scene, and then everyone's like, or all the women are like, not that one.
Yeah. Now they're flying private. They're all making more money, and then they're beating. Dude, I read somewhere 14% of all technical fouls in the WNBA are people fouling Caitlyn Jenner. Or
Yeah.
Caitlyn Clark.
Caitlyn
Clark. Now, if they foul Caitlyn Jenner.
Not Caitlyn Jenner.
Caitlyn Jenner could still fuck somebody up. That's 6'5", 240.
Elbow you.
Just get your little elbow. That's some, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Anyway, so I think it's interesting. It's like, it really is funny how they wanted it. And then Caitlyn Clark shows up in there. They have you guys watch the videos, go online and watch how she comes off screens and just gets plowed over game, just one hard foul after another because they're trying to beat her ass. And they're flying private now.
She's so
They're getting
good.
chartered jets. No, it's not because she's good. They're jealous. It's just, it's the catty nature of that whole industry that they're just very jealous because people were good before her. Like she's not the best player in the world. She's really good, but like she's the most famous female basketball player in the world. It's not even close. Cool. Do you want to do this?
Her boyfriend doesn't think so. Let me get some super chats here real quick. Martin Pierce says, is emotionally intelligent a man that is willing to listen to you, or do you want him to give advice?
I will definitely say like, just fucking listen. That's it. We don't need you to say
It's
too
not
much.
about the nail, gentlemen. It's not
Literally
about the
just
nail.
fucking listen. And guess what? There's a lot of men who want to say some stuff too. Just fucking listen. It is that simple. We don't want you to cry. We don't want you to like boo-hoo. We don't want to be like, oh my God, I'm going to help. No, we don't want that. Just fucking listen. That's it. Let us get it off our chest. That's it.
Right, next one. Are women mistaking toxic and abusive relationships for simply chasing men who have options they prefer over her?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes?
No, not always.
Okay.
Sometimes they just want
Continue.
to yell at you in public because they feel insecure in some way, shape, or form when you literally
And they're
done
not for
nothing.
you.
I'm with you, but I'll give you like 2 or 3, like maybe 2 of those. Once it's like 5 of those in your life, then the problem might not be the guy.
Just one.
Okay, if it's just one, then I understand. We
Correlation is not causation, but that's a hell of a correlation.
Listen, we're men. Which one of us men has not accidentally fucked a girl with BPD? All of us have. I get it. You're right. You're not. But just don't get them pregnant. There we go.
Quick car question for Rolo. Would you ever consider getting a Subaru WRX? I'm just kidding. I don't drive anything but American muscle cars, my friend. God, how dare you?
I got
How dare you?
I got Martin Pierce here. Is emotional intelligence? Yeah, that's.
I got to this.
You already got that one. Sean Whalen said egalitarianism is a revolt against nature. I see that. And then Siege D finally got off work. Yay. Coral is here, so he's a fan of yours.
Yes.
Coral is a big fan of yours. Awesome. Beautiful.
I got another one here. Wise people look for customers. The thirsty look for vanity. Mhm.
Amazing.
Why am I banned from the Rational Male chat? I don't know. Because you fucked up somewhere along the lines.
Literally.
Let's see. What do you got here? On average, I make around $65,000 a year. Am I terrible?
No, you're not terrible, but just work hard.
You're just not worth reproducing with.
Yes.
That's all you're saying. Is that right? Is that what you're
Where do
saying?
you live? Where do you live? That's what I want to know.
Lives in Colombia.
Colombia. Yes.
Yeah, work harder.
Do women say they are okay with being single forever because they don't know what it's like to be invisible? Are women prepared for single life at 50?
No, not at all.
No.
Not at all. Not at all.
Is this something that keeps you up at night?
Totally fine. Single.
I think I'm more prepared than most, and I still am. I validation's a big part of my life. So it's like, and I'm aware as my looks start to disintegrate.
Well,
like,
we're
it doesn't
born
matter how
for
smart-
companionship. That is just natural.
We're born what?
To have companionship. We're not. I don't think
Yeah,
we're meant
but
to
sure,
be
but
alone.
that's not the way that we're headed right now, unfortunately. So it's like, yeah, a lot of us will be single, and that's a sad fact. And I don't think we're prepared for it. We're this in this like raw. We're gonna be fine, like autonomy. And I'm one of these women, and I'm still like fuck. And then I get hit with this like fucking
Existential fear.
like looming loneliness, like every like few weeks or so. And I'm like, well, what am I doing? Why have I doubled down on this? And it's always like a balancing act. It's a balancing act. And
definitely. I agree.
Because the sex is still good.
Because gangbangs are still
Gangs are still fun. Yes. Rolo, we know your opinion on Jordan Peterson as well as Myers-Briggs does not equal horoscopes. You'd be wrong about that. What's your or Mike's opinion on paid personality tests like Jordan Peterson's more in-depth Under Myself personality test?
I don't think there's like it. there is introversion and extroversion are like real things, but like most of these tests have been kind of Myers-Briggs Young has been proven to pretty much be hokum. Like they aren't really accurate. And IQ tests, they test for a narrow range of intelligence, but they are valid. They are valid.
Oh yeah, so they're the most valid thing in psychology, actually. But no, I think he's talking about personality. Any personality test that is not based on the big 5 personality traits.
Yeah,
that's they're selling you something. So. Easy. Oh, do you want to do that one? Okay.
This kind of goes back into the last video we just watched. This is something I've been expressing to all of these
culture
guys for the
died
last couple
when it went from being women-centered to now being male-centered. And it never was like that. Look, that Metro Boomin situation shows how club culture has really died for real. Metro Boomin was at his own show for Futuristic Summer. I checked out the project. Look, I'm a 2000s kid, 90s baby. I liked that era. So hearing a lot of them songs, it was nostalgic. I thought it was just an okay project. And I'm from the deep South myself. So being from the South, I really, I vibe with that.
You see what I'm saying to him? I bet y'all got it. Fuck this shit.
Metro Boomin canceled his own show because the dudes in Atlanta would not get off the stage. Go click on the video. Go look at the video in the search. Metro Boomin canceled his own show. I seen Young Dro in the background. So it looked like it's about to be a nice little, function. But he canceled the show because he was telling them to get off the stage. From my understanding, everybody in Atlanta think they're a celebrity, so they wouldn't get off the stage. And another caveat to that, with club culture, it was way too many men there. Club culture died when it went from being women-centered to now being male-centered. And it never was like that.
guys are entitled and they feel like they can pull. It's crazy. Like, you know what I mean? They feel like they're just like, oh, you should come with me to this party. You should come. No, I don't have to come to this party. Like,
I don't think that's exact. So, like, clubs are closing down at a massive rate, like Los Angeles, London, places like that. And it's because of the fact that women don't go out as much anymore. And when women go out, they aren't treated the same way that they were previously.
Well, that's why they're not going out.
Yeah, for sure. The club. Well, it's also because they have other options, like the validation that you might get previously from going out to a club and seeing your friends. You can get that on social media now.
Mm-hmm. And the way that guys treat them when they do get there,
for sure.
It's just like,
what about Scott
hey,
Calloway's,
little mama, like
drinking,
let me get in them pants. Like,
drinking
no.
culture. Just men have like and women.
Yeah, we were trying to find that clip, but it's gone.
Because they're not letting the WNBA in.
Yeah,
exactly.
But do you want to speak to that?
There'd be girls there if you let the WNBA players.
To be fair, I'm just curious because I think that's a big thing too.
Yeah, I think you can still be social without drinking. I don't.
Yeah,
think that's the main
but
issue.
a lot of I think this new generation just aren't.
Doesn't drink as much. Okay, so
like
you're correct.
you guys,
in general, people are more virtual.
Yeah.
We've got into a Zoom culture. Like our businesses are run over Zoom.
Yeah.
And so because of that, you're right. But here's the other part. It's like, as a man, I'm going to get my validation from compliance from women and then sexual intercourse. I have to be where the women are for me to get those things.
Yeah.
For a woman, you can get your validation through attention from men. You can get your attention from men on Instagram, OnlyFans, or dating apps. And so because of that, you don't have to go out as much. And so women go out less. And every single club I've been to, even the best clubs, on stage for chain smokers, of course, nothing but girls. The rest of the club, the dance floor, all these other tables, the bathroom, nothing but dudes.
So that's like
Dudes
female
are-
sedation. That's like porn for women. It's like the female sedation.
Correct. I mean, well, it is, but I don't. I think the negative effect is that it changes what your standards are to where they may be unrealistic.
Oh, yeah.
Just like porn may do that for men as well.
I mean, you're
But-
correct about the social media part, though.
Yeah.
Like, girls get a lot more attention.
Yes.
Guys don't.
Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing. You guys, you want to read, there's several books on this. This is the point in history with the lowest murder rate and lowest sexual assault rates in the history of human recorded history right now. But that's not what you're being taught. What you're being taught is that you go outside and the crime rates are outrageously high. And in certain places they are, but overall crime, if you compare it to like the 1970s when there's mass murders and we were police officers, police departments were underfunded, that's a completely different situation. Right now, we're in the safest time in recorded history, regardless of what you see on the news, how many alarmists you see. and yet
Because of gun rights.
Huh?
I'm just kidding.
But women are being taught that all men are Homer Simpson or they're Jeffrey Dahmer, and so because of that, they don't want to go out as much. And so what what Scott Galloway.
I think I got that
understand-
clip. Hang
What
on.
Scott Galloway's talking
People
about,
need
which
to
I
drink
think is
more.
interesting about
I don't see
drink. Here we go.
drunkenness. I see togetherness.
Drink more alcohol.
Yeah, drink more. I think they need to get out and drink more. My advice to young people is to go out and drink more and make a series of bad decisions and might pay off. I think that we need more togetherness, more people, more sex, and more random encounters. And absolutely, people need to be in the company of strangers more and more. And I think young men are sequestering. We're turning into a different species of asexual, socially isolated, lonely people who become shitty citizens. And when women don't have a romantic relationship, they reinvest in work and their friends. When men don't have a relationship, they tend to just go down a rabbit hole.
There it is. Go party.
Okay, really, one more time. So what Professor Galloway is saying is kind of what I'm saying before, but he's missing the other part, which is these men can go out and drink as much as they want. There's no women out there for them to meet. If you guys just take a second, for those of you, some of you may or may be old enough to remember this, but 10 years ago, you would go out to clubs and there would be more. If you went to a nightclub, if you went to Omnia when it first opened up, or Hakkasan or XS or any of these clubs when they first opened up, there were more women than men, because they had a promoter list. The hosts were required to bring girls. There were all kinds of stuff. There were more women than men. There, without exception, there's no clubs where there's more women than men anymore.
No,
that whole thing has changed. Now, there's the way you get more women than men is Maxim Hot 100 party, Babes in Toyland. Those are events that you throw where there are more women than men, because they're not so money focused. They're more focused on the experience. And that's why those do so much better. There's no bikini competitions anymore other than the ones we throw. There's like all of the things where there's more women than men. That has all gone out of nightlife. So they can get as drunk as they want. They go out and drink as much as they want. There's just no women for them to meet.
But men are drinking less too, because they're focused now on this biohacking culture, this the extreme optimization of everything of perfection. And it's like, I don't think,
I think
that's
most men are not
I
focused
think
on biohacking, but I know what you're saying.
What
yeah.
Scott Galloway's talking about is like, people need to fuck up more. He said that in the actual full episode. It's like men and women both need to make mistakes more. We forgot, like in college, when I like didn't go to college, but in that era, like it's like, you know, we fucked up. We made mistakes, and it was like we weren't shamed for it. We weren't stigmatizing it. We weren't pathologizing it. Like that article you sent me on no one has a personality anymore. It's everything's an attachment disorder. Everything's this. Everything's that. Everything's trauma. It's like, what happened to just existing and just being, right? And it's and so I think it's both men and women.
Lighten the fuck up.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
Chill the fuck out.
Yeah. I deal with this all the time with these guys. It's like you can't. That one article we were talking about, that was, I felt like most of that was primarily directed towards women, like, because there's this idea like you're never going to be healed, right? In fact, that's the state of being unhealed is women's new religion. You are not a personality anymore. You don't have an identity anymore, because it's all wrapped up in whatever your particular combination of neuroses is. Like I have daddy issues, and I have unresolved issues from when I was 12 years old, and my dog died when I was 9, and all this. And it's just basically one thing that's piled on top of the other. And if you take, like, one of the things I always say when women start throwing this, oh, you need to be healed. And once I'm healed, I'm like, when are you fucking healed? Yeah. When are you whole? When are you normal, so I can go out with you because you're normal and I'm normal, and we can be normal people together,
well,
right?
a lot of these guys are not normal.
See, that's the thing.
But I have to go to work when I'm not healed.
Yes.
I have to pay bills when I'm not healed.
But
I have to go on unhealed and talk to women unhealed.
Because
no one's going to come talk to me.
It becomes a religion.
I'm
It becomes a religion.
And cook your meals and do all these things for you.
Correct.
Like, come on.
But no.
I don't have to, but I want
for the
to.
men you're attracted to, for this tiny subset of men you're attracted to, I agree with you, Hannah. But for the other 95% of men,
old school. It's just like, literally, this is true. This is for real. This is the truth. It's like, in the olden days, like, women, we didn't have any rights. Like, literally, everything has progressed just so highly now that, yeah, why would we not use these things and progress and get and have more power and get all these, like, go to school and
get the
be
bag.
Alpha woman? Like, why would we not do it?
You're right. Good question.
Hello.
The answer is because you'll end up alone.
Well,
that's the answer.
I was pretty angry for a while after a breakup, and I kind of had an epiphany. I was like, if I just keep blocking everybody, how do I find somebody that's like, what am I gonna do? Like, I kind of had to like say, okay, back up a little bit, be a little bit less selective. I don't know if that's the right word.
It's not about being selective. Here's the thing. How about just giving a guy more of an opportunity to show you what he is instead of left swipe?
Right.
That's honestly the difference. There's tons of great data that's on this. When men and women know each other for a longer period of time, you see women actually date guys.
More attractive.
Well, they become more attractive, but you'll see women will say, "I'm only dating 5'11" and then date 5'8" when they know this guy for 9 months. And so that's what happens. It's so that when you have that situation, it's called an unfamiliar environment to a familiar environment. If you guys want to know, because we've proposed a lot of problems, that is the solution, is for men to create familiar environments for women to get to know them. And in doing so, that's when the dude who's not traditionally attractive ends up dating the beautiful woman. Go ahead.
Just to provide an anecdote to that, I was a waitress in strip clubs for forever, and you would see like the ugliest managers, guys that in the real, what we call the real world, would never have a shot with an attractive girl, all of a sudden have, you know, maybe not a million options, but you know, you even have a guy that's frumpy and nasty. He's got some girls
Dave,
that are.
I'm right here. I'm saying right here. And these things
Because they're
hurt.
comfortable and they're not really.
But yeah,
letting
but you
their guard
see
down.
and you know, like in a strip club, especially if you're working them, you know, the waitresses and the dancers and bartenders are seeing you every single day. You develop that rapport with them. All of a sudden, you know, that 2 or 3 out in the wild, you know, is now in the wild is now, you know, attractive. And you even see girls that will compete for these guys. They'll get jealous over these guys just because of the proximity that these guys have to them.
Yeah.
So
I think
that's my
also
story.
like I think that's like the expectation of everything too. It's like if I do something, what am I going to get out of this? How am I going to benefit from this? Okay, if I go out tonight with my girlfriends, yeah, I'm supposed to go and have a good time. That's supposed to be the idea. But it's like, okay, how am I going to benefit from this? Who's going to let me sit in their section? Who's going to let who's going to pay for my drinks all night? Is there going to be somebody there that could would take me out later or something? You know what I mean? Like it's always the expectation. It's not about like just going out and being just
Live in
having
the
fun.
moment.
Yeah, I know.
Be
Like,
off your phone.
yeah, that too, and like dancing. Like the dancers are. Like they shouldn't even. They should just remove them now at clubs because like nobody's dancing. Everybody's just walking around, looking at everybody, seeing what everybody else is doing. See who's getting bottles over there. Oh, let's go run over there now because they
Put
all
more
got
tables
bottles.
in.
We're like
Yeah, you know
having
what I mean?
expectations of
Yeah,
what
it's like if I'm coming out tonight, if I'm gonna get dressed up and I'm gonna come out tonight to the club, there has to be. I have to benefit somehow.
Let's ask the green-eyed medical doctor. Are we cooked as men?
It's definitely tough. So what I was thinking about was as far as women go, if they're dating a little bit under, like how like you're bringing up there, if they're dating under, it has to do with a little bit of insecurity. So we're always blaming guys for insecure that, right? But if you're dating that alpha male or someone more attractive and he has all these girls, some options, right? So they're going to go for that guy that has maybe some money, but that's less attractive and he's not going to be as.
There's that. And then there's also what Lolo said, which is the concept of like, these guys are boring to you. And then you find a guy that's very intriguing to you, but you forget that he's also, if he's intriguing to you, then he's intriguing to other women. And therefore he has options. And it's not like a line like this. It's like no options, all the options. That's how it works for men. There's this status poverty line that when guys get across, it's great. And it generally, I know you guys keep talking about money. It actually has more to do with other women finding you attractive.
Yeah.
It has to do with mate choice copying. Like you can take broke men, and if other women find that man attractive, more women will find that man attractive.
I will put a man in his spot.
I was also going to say, too,
No
I saw someone in the chat be like, oh, yeah, strip club managers make a lot of money. I'm like, no, they don't.
No, they don't.
No, they don't. No, they don't. These girls aren't dating them for their money.
Yeah, I can tell you from firsthand experience, they do not make a lot.
So when I was talking about the healing culture, Coral, I peg that more towards the female side of the spectrum. But now here's the other side of that is the male side of it right now is exactly what's, God, I hate to give him credit, but Scott Galloway is talking, guys need to go out and get hammered. Guys need to go out and have a good time. Guys, like lighten up. I know it's a joke, but lighten the fuck up because that's the main problem with most guys right now is they're like, well, I can't eat this because there's seed oils in it. And I can't have this because it's not grass-fed beef. And I can't have this because, or they're essentially, guys have become really adept at finding ways to step on their own fucking dicks. Okay. All they're doing is creating cope to not go out and take action, to not go out and do things. So, well, why would I want to go out and do any of this stuff? Because all these girls are 304 hoes, and they're not worth it. The juice isn't worth the squeeze. So why should I make any effort whatsoever? And you know what that ends up as? That ends up as guys just sitting home jerking off to Pornhub or playing video games or like sedating themselves, staying locked away and not doing anything. And as a result, they're not drinking. They're not going out to clubs. They're not going out and making bad mistakes that make for great stories, right? They're not going out and forming the next great supergroup band that's out there to go and, get out their teenage angst, so that we have some real good music. You want to know why music sucks? Because nobody's doing shit. Nobody does shit.
No, AI music is great.
But it's like there's
And just me saying that, people will be like, oh, he's a degenerate.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, there's something wrong with Rolo because he's Gen X. It's those guys again. Okay,
but it
boomer.
seems like the outlets are
Yeah.
like it's like clubbing or cold plunge, which is great alliteration. You're welcome for that.
I'm doing both of those. I'm doing both of those things tonight.
Yeah.
Cold plunge.
You already
and
did the
clubbing.
cold plunge.
I did the cold
But,
plunge.
like,
I'm going clubbing.
There's a middle ground too. You can actually have fun, and it doesn't require ripping it at a club and doing mounds of cocaine, and doesn't requiring like white knuckling it in a cold plunge for fucking 20 minutes either. And winning the cold plunge. There's a middle
4
ground.
minutes.
Just chill the fuck out, like you said.
4 minutes.
So you also drink
and you were so
matcha?
cold after.
Oh,
I do drink coffee.
So what's the incentive? To go out and have a good fucking time, you idiot. To go out and do something, to have an experience, to have a story to tell at the end of the fucking night. Because at the end of your life, it's not going to be like, all the times you spent, jerking off in your fucking gooning cave or whatever the fuck it is. It's going to be the experiences that you have and the stories you're going to be able to tell. I can tell great stories. You know why? Because I fucked up. I fucked up a lot, man. And it was great.
And you know what? Out better when you don't
and
plan it out.
Yeah,
And you just aren't spontaneous.
exactly. I can tell, like, I tell this story about like the first like single mom that I inadvertently got with when I was like, I think it was 22,
Oh, you
right?
told me-
I told you about that. Yeah, I told you about that story. Like it makes for a great fucking story, and people laugh their asses off. If I'd have gone, no, I think I'll just stay inside and just hold my dick the whole day. That you don't have a story, you have nothing to tell. You're fucking boring. Stop being boring, for the love of Christ.
You could die tomorrow.
Yeah, so
Like,
it's
go
Yeah.
we had Mystery on, and he said anything to not go to the party. You'll do
Yeah.
say or anything to not go to the party. And so what's happened is
I gotta get up at 4.
And this is why, like, again,
FOMO,
a lot
Yes.
of guys in this space really don't like me, is because when you get on the chat and you start talking about these women are ugly, you're talking about women who would never fuck you, and you're calling them ugly. Again, if you no, I'm not saying
There's one comment.
my whole thing is if you're a guy, if you're one of my guy friends and I know you bag super hot women and you're telling me that this girl's not that attractive, hold on, guys. If you're a guy who bags super hot women and I know that you're telling me that this girl's unattractive, I'm going to listen to you because you're saying this from a place where you know what you're talking about. It's the guy who can't get any woman at all calling these girls on the shows 2s and 3s. Even if you were objectively correct and they were 2s and 3s, what does that say about you? Because 2s and 3s won't fuck you. That's the point I'm making. And so what happens is it leads to a victim mentality, which then leads to anything to not go to the party. And you'll do anything. Well, I'm not going to the gym because it doesn't matter because they're all 304s. Right. I'm not going to the club and go and talk to strangers because it doesn't matter because girls don't like me because they're all 304s.
No rejection capacity.
Right, but it's
I'm
exactly
not
my
walking
point.
out the front door because I'll probably get hit by a bus anyways.
Personal issue.
But again, I'm not saying like there have been girls on the show who really weren't that attractive, and guys are like, "Oh, they're ugly," and I'm like, my point is, you're calling a girl a slut who wouldn't fuck you. What does that say about you? But and again, I'm not trying to do this to pander to women. I'm trying to say this because I'm a male self-improvement coach. How do you think you're improving by sitting there calling people who wouldn't sleep with you ugly? Do you not see the illogical nature of that? You're just a victim. You're just a bitch. That's all it is. That's my
Oh my god. I need to call my haters and
love
Yes.
That reminds me of what you said about the Bonnie Blue thing. You're like, I'm less concerned about Bonnie Blue or Lily Phillips, and more like, who is number 872?
Yeah, that's
who
the
are
thing.
those guys?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like you have to. I mean, that is the ultimate. If you want to talk about the ultimate problem with society, is not Bonnie Blue or Lily Phillips. They were going to be sex workers no matter what. The problem with Bonnie Blue and Lily Phillips is that some guy waited to be number 800 to fuck her and wasn't even paid for it.
Yeah.
The fact that we live in a society where 800 men would be waiting in line to have sex with her, and probably 900 of those 1,000 men, that's the hottest woman they'll ever be with in their life. That is what's the problem with society, is the desperation. We're leaving this massive group of men behind.
Yeah.
Yes.
And now they're having sex with Bonnie Blue.
Yeah.
That's what's happening. All right, can we do this one?
Which one?
Oh yeah.
And by the way, all you need to do to feel better about yourself is do a big, healthy shot of testosterone and go see a Steel Panther show. Which one is it? I put it in. I put don't need med there. I just put the we.
Need men. They are an added bonus and fun in our life.
Anybody here think we don't need men? Anybody?
No, we need men. I love biologically.
We still
I love men.
Biologically.
Oh, no.
I need
Oh, and
men.
Emily's like, yeah, I guess we need you to have babies. That's it.
Well, of course, other stuff, but that's very.
I just don't think you guys understand how incredibly quickly all of society would basically turn into The Walking Dead if men just stopped working for one day.
Oh my
There'd be no electricity, there'd be no police force, there'd be no military. They'd launch the
George
nukes on
Orwell.
us. We'd be getting invaded by other. If all the men in the United States just said, I'm taking the day off, the Russians would be on the East Coast, the Chinese would be on the West Coast.
Nice.
It would be you have no concept of because the reason why is society today, we've cubbied out this we've chiseled out this cubbyhole of safetiness for us to have idiotic conversations about whether or not boys should be able to wrestle in women's wrestling, stuff like that. These are ridiculous conversations. How do we have Mia Khalifa saying, porn is better than me joining the military because at least I didn't give my body to the government. She can say stupid shit like that. Why is it? Because she's safe. She's Lebanese. She's not in Lebanon anymore. She's in the United States where violent men fought for her right to say idiotic shit. And because of that, she's completely lost perspective. And that's when you have women just like this saying men are an added benefit. And it's just like you're sitting on a chair made by a man. You're sitting there talking over YouTube, which are fiber optic cables and satellites that were put there by men. You're sitting there talking at the speed of light by men, by a microphone that was made by men, and saying that you don't need men. And it's just like the level of delusion that you've gotten to that point. Ultimately, we all need men. Approximately, maybe you don't. You guys can make $300,000 a year, buy a Glock, hire security guards. You don't need a fucking man. But ultimately, I need men. I need men in general.
There's the clip. That's a clip. Mark that, Kyle. Mark that, Kyle.
Red pill influencer claims to need men.
And he's only 5'6".
I like it.
Oh wait, I want to get your take on this one.
Strength or physical strength?
Physical strength. Mental strength is downstream from it.
I think mental first. Mental strength or physical strength?
Physical strength. Mental strength is downstream from it.
I think mental first. I think mental strength is the #1 issue in the world right now. I think we need to make our young people mentally stronger.
I don't disagree.
They're all gym bunnies. They're all piling the weights on, but they don't have it up here.
I think that most people are neither. I think that most people have atrophied physically and mentally. And I think that the easiest change that you can do, trying to think your way out of overthinking is like trying to sniff your way out of a cocaine addiction. And you can't really change the mind with the mind. You have to change it with the body first. So going for a walk will do way more for your mood than sitting and thinking about and vacillating about whatever's dealing with you. If I had the choice between a good night's sleep or a hard training session, I would go to the gym because the difference in my mood before and after the gym is way more than before and after a night's sleep. I don't disagree. The two work simpatico together. But for me, if you do not have a physical practice of some kind and you're struggling with mental health, you need to look at the physical side before you look at the mental side. That is the foundation. That's the raw materials of what your mentality is going to grow out of.
Okay, so this is really important to understand because I had Jamie Lynn on here, Jamie Lynn Gillette. She's a therapist on my show a couple weeks ago. And I asked her a question. I think I caught her off guard with this. I think any therapist who does not ask you about your diet and exercise routine off the rip when you're depressed should not be a therapist anymore. I think that it's because here's the difference. What he's talking about right here, and this is like Chris Williamson, he's a little bit right of center. He understands it's like physical activity, taking action is always, you can't think your way out of a problem. Eckhart Tolle describes this perfectly in his book, The Power of Now. You can't think your way out of depression. You can't. You can lift your way out. And until you've done it or experienced it or built a business or adopted an animal or did something, then you come to this realization that your physical action, the action you take in this three-dimensional world, that will then affect your neurochemicals. And here's the thing, if you think about it from an evolutionary standpoint, how could it be any other way? How could the evolution have rewarded people who sat there and thought about themselves all day? Evolution rewarded those who went out and hunted, killed, protected the tribe from predation, built fortifications, and took care of their offspring. That's always the way it would work. So taking action is the reason why my course is called Men of Action. I worship at the altar of action before everything else. And when you do so, you find that all these other things, and it's funny because obviously Chris Williamson's in a lot better shape than Pierce Morgan. When you do these things, you quickly find out it's like, oh, when my default is always to take action, not to think about it. When my default is, oh, I need a day to think about this. When my default is always to take action, and in some cases, violent action. When that is my default, you're always going to end up better in that case. Jocko Willink also has some really great stuff. He talks about this violent action taken first. That should be your default understanding.
I use this as one of my intro videos on my last Sunday's show, and the reason why I brought it up was because of the default setting of Pierce Morgan, which is, oh, you gotta fix your mental state first, man. I'm like, how? What are you gonna do? Read more books? Content like. What are you gonna do? Are you meditating? Like give me you still have to take action to do that.
I was just gonna say, when I first saw it, at first I agreed with the mental thing, because I do think we're a little mentally weak sometimes. Like we're just like, especially the younger generations. But after it was more explained, I kind of switched my way of thinking. And you're right, because you could be thinking of an idea and then you think about it and they're like, oh, never mind, and you never do it. There's never action.
One of the things one of the things that I see happening right now, particularly, like, that's why I was sort of picking on Pierce Morgan, because he has like this sort of like very female way of thinking. It's very like sort of passive way of thinking, and it's very dismissive. And I see this all the time. Whenever there's a problem with guys, we saw this in one of the other videos. Whenever there's a problem with boys or men, it's always, oh, we need to focus on men's mental health. What are you going to do about it? We're focusing on it. Okay, great. What's the plan of action? Nobody has a fucking answer. All it is just dismiss it. Oh, mental health. Okay, on to the next.
And then when we say go throw a football, play pickup basketball with your friends,
lift
weights, then we are dismissed as being knuckle dragging, just like red pill, mouth breathing, hateful people. No, the reality, if you look at this from an evolutionary standpoint, first principles, the people who took action to protect their tribe were the ones who were rewarded by the most positive neurochemicals. How could it possibly be any other way? How could it be any other way? It's so obvious. And so when you do that, well, what am I doing? Now I'm sort of belittling the entire therapy industry, which I am, because it's vastly overrated. And when that happens, and the idea that men and women need the same kind of therapy, they don't. Men are treated like defective women in therapy today. And so therapy for men and therapy for women is different, but taking action is the ultimate therapy.
Well, and sex and working out gives you endorphins. Sitting there thinking,
sex therapist
doesn't give you endorphins.
I'm gonna,
but somatic therapy. You know, I was clinically depressed. I'd never been clinically depressed. I had circumstantial depression, and anyone that was clinically depressed, I'd roll my eyes at them. I ran my family. I'd lost a few family members, and I'd be like, "What the fuck? Just get it together." And when it hit me, it was like this catatonic paralysis, like that you just can't even get out of bed. You move. Somatic therapy, so like little movements, getting out, and then I went to like Mont Blanc and I did a fucking like 3-week hike trek, right? But with the blended somatic therapy, because I could not. You could tell me to journal all fucking day. It's not working. It's not. It's making it worse, in fact, because I'm realizing where I'm falling short. So like fully with you on that from a female perspective as well.
I think, and I'm coming from a different standpoint. I didn't say that. I'm actually getting my second board certification right now in psychiatry. So I'm thinking of it from a totally different standpoint. I think a lot of factors people don't take into account is the environment that you're raised in, your life experiences. And the reason why your body does go through those changes is because constantly having those thoughts, your body will naturally say, okay, I need to preserve energy. I'm not going to be doing things. This is what we're constantly thinking about. So naturally the body reacts to what the mind is telling it to do. You might not feel it, but because you're constantly focusing on things that are in the back of your mind that are making you feel depressed, your body will respond to that by shutting down. So I think inverse of what you guys are saying, I think they absolutely go hand in hand, which is why I'm getting my other certifications, because I want to treat people on both ends of it. But I am more so on the end of mentally, you have to be ready to accept those changes before you can go after it. Sometimes going out and working out, that provides a distraction at the time for you to not, because you're so focused on what's this problem, I need to solve this problem. Providing a distraction can kind of help you get away from it for a second so that you can come back and think clearly. So I agree with both. I think they're both needed, but I won't say one over the other.
And sometimes you need mental strength to push yourself to do the action.
But even doing like rage rituals, like I know this is very esoteric and woo woo for you, but I did just come back from a Tantra training in Andalusia. So I'm like, but like purging that rage and like men's groups, there is some stuff to that. There's some primal somatic experiencing where it's just, you get to feel it out. You get to put in a very physical manner, and it's very like healing and cathartic, right? Like I think it's a both and as well.
Yeah, they have to.
Yeah, I do that ritual in the squat rack every Wednesday. Yeah.
Hey, I'm just gonna say this: like for most people, most of the time, if you're not suffering from clinical depression, like neurochemical depression, having sex with someone you're very attracted to and going to the gym will make you feel better. I'm sorry who that offends.
Especially if you do it.
Sorry who that offends.
Same day.
I'm sorry who that offends.
Seen it
I know
happen.
it's easier to dismiss me. I get it, but I'm still right.
You're right.
I cured a lot of depression.
Yeah.
I've cured a lot of depression.
She's cured a lot of
I
depression.
cured a lot of
Your healthcare worker. Yes. All right, you want this one?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Is the institution of marriage beneficial to women? No. Why would a patriarchal society create an institution that was designed for the benefit of women? That actually doesn't make any sense. Before capitalism and before the state, people lived in communities and not just people being sequestered in little ticky-tacky boxes alone in their little tiny families. The lack of genuine community keeps us vulnerable. It keeps us controllable. And it's also actively dangerous for women. When you separate women from each other and then you put them alone with a man who can also be her greatest threat, she is more likely to be abused because no one is watching. When women live amongst other women, they are physically safer and emotionally more supported. The patriarchy is why women are given the emotional burden of being the people who are containing the family and doing all that invisible labor. I can't see it, but it's everywhere. The isolation of the family is part of a capitalist agenda. When women are overworked and they're in dangerous situations, they're not going to be able to do what they're here to do on the planet. If they're spending all their time tending to the men and the children, then how are they going to have the time and energy to do the things that they are destined to be doing beyond being a caretaker? When you exhaust the women, you exhaust the feminine in society and the feminine influence, which we really need. I know a lot of you men are like, but what about divorce? The women get everything when there is a divorce. The financial aspect of a divorce is not about benefiting women, but creating a scenario where men are more deeply embedded within their capitalist nightmare. Marriage isn't about celebrating love. It's about creating a system of social control. Genuine community involvement is how we're going to change the status quo. That would be a massive threat to all the puppeteers trying to puppet us.
God.
Okay, so let's go back. Like, so this is.
I didn't like that at all.
No, this is.
I
I mean, this is like again. This is what the social media does. Like again, she's talking about we lived in a community, and now it's more easy to manipulate you while you're not in this community. While she's on TikTok making nonsensical stuff, showing off her mental illness. Like she can't see what she's doing.
Suffers from tics.
She's literally doing the thing that she's accusing everyone else of doing. Number one. Number two, the Institute of Marriage was so that families could have a tax-free combination of wealth. And so, and it's also one of the reasons why in the Catholic Church, bishops can't marry is because they didn't want them inheriting wealth. They didn't want them inheriting land. That was the purpose of marriage. It's not to benefit men or not benefit women. That wasn't the case. And while there definitely has been a patriarchy for the last however many thousand years, since 1972, things have moved drastically in the opposite direction. And divorce absolutely does benefit women more than men. You cannot live in a world we've had James Sexton come on, divorce attorney. He goes over this over and over again. Women are absolutely incentivized to go for alimony, to go get half to get half the man's wealth. This is happening over and over again. People are, prenups are becoming a big thing. So this idea of what she's saying is like, so this is not evidence. Her saying, how could a patriarchy be made by, or a marriage be made by a patriarchy to benefit women? That makes no sense. That's not evidence. Her saying something doesn't make sense isn't evidence. And then when she started talking about, well, divorce now benefits women, he's like, oh no, this is men going deeper into their capitalistic nightmare. Well, aren't the laws also written by men? Like, her logic doesn't even make sense. And so this is like two different things. This is part of the problem because she's expressing her mental illness, and she has the right to do it on this thing. Her own, but it's one of these ridiculous things where, well, I said before in the beginning, when you just want to blame one side, and this is a situation where it's like the answer is clearly that it is men's fault for all of this, and that's why there's a problem.
Well, she's retconning all of human history.
Correct. Marriage right now is way worse for men than it is women, and she has to do everything she can to distract you from that fact. And nothing short of getting on her ass and shaking her legs, because she has to distract you from the reality that marriage right now is way, way worse for men than it is for women. Anybody?
I just did not enjoy that at all.
No, marriage in general
She made me tired.
much harder for men than it is for women.
I love it
because of the potential of divorce.
So one of the things that really bugs me about shit like this, I'm halfway joking about like retconning. Well, actually, I'm not joking about retconning all of human history. The fact that she's popping off about how we used. I hate this narrative too, but it's how we used to live in these nice egalitarian, like hippie communes where everybody was just fucking everybody else and everybody was happy about it. And there was, it was just peace and love and happiness until some guys got together and decided, hey, dudes, let's all get together and create this thing called the patriarchy so we can like dominate women and just destroy the world. And like, as if that's something that would ever have happened. What she's ignoring is, I don't know, about 200,000 years of human evolution where we lived in small hunter-gatherer tribes. And we had a real propensity for going over to other tribes and beating the fuck out of them and taking their resources and taking their women and taking their, taking all the, whatever their spoils of war were at that time. And we would go and we would kill off all the men folk and all the boys, and we would take the women and reintegrate them into the conquering tribe's tribe. That's what human evolution, that's what human tribalism is all about. When we're talking, I think I mentioned this when I was talking about jealousy and the fact, and one of the reasons I had such a staunch opponent of this poly movement is because we still feel human jealousy. We still feel like if somebody, like men and women experience jealousy in completely different ways. If there's infidelity in a relationship, then why would you even form a relationship in the first place if we're all just peaceniks fucking each other, right? But jealousy wouldn't exist if it weren't for the fact that men and women paired up together. And we formed monogamous relationships together. People always ask me this. They'll say, Rollo, do you think that polygyny or poly, for lack of a better word, is the natural state of human beings? Or is monogamy the natural state of human beings? And the answer is both. They can both be true at the same fucking time. It just depends on if monogamy wasn't true, then we would not be able to care for our young. If we weren't promiscuous, then we wouldn't have biodiversity in the same way that we do right now. So there's all kinds of evolutionary biology reasons for this, anthropology, sociology, evolutionary psychology. She is wrong on so many fucking accounts.
Yeah, the idea that the family,
I don't even know where to start.
I know, I lost track. Like the idea that the family unit was created through capitalism. What? There is nothing in the anthropological record that supports anything that this woman just said. But she kept saying it with such confidence while she was dancing. And it's just one of these things like, why is it evidence? why is marriage bad for women? Because it wouldn't make sense otherwise. That's not evidence. That's not how it works.
Marriage is just a formalization of monogamy. That's all it is. It's like before we had the state involved. And by the way, Western European medieval cultures didn't have a monopoly on marriage. Okay, it happened in feudal Japan. It happened in dynastic China. It happened in Native American cultures as well. Well before anybody knew anything about Charlemagne. Okay, I love it when people say, well, marriage exists because it was noble families getting together and trying to establish political ties and everything. Yeah, but like serfs and like peons and peasants got married too. And it wasn't about forming alliances or anything like that. It's about formalizing monogamy is what it's been about until you get the state involved. And now it's become a multi-bajillion dollar, commercial industry in modern times.
Marriage, I think, does somewhat benefit low status men because they at least have one woman to
Yeah, exactly. Well, and that's another thing is like if you have if you have the choice between polygyny and monogamy is a stabilizing force in society because it means that you're not taking 4 bitches and I get none, right?
Yeah.
So, and then I don't have to kill you and take one of your girls and my other boys
that would never happen.
The remaining 3, right?
I would never take 4.
Yeah,
Come on.
Okay.
That
I'm not that greedy.
Which one?
Oh yeah,
guys, this one's for you.
You feeling good about yourself? Then it's time to get the new My Disappointing Boyfriend. My Disappointing Boyfriend is unbelievable. Watch your quality of life disappear. Simply place My Disappointing Boyfriend into our patented My One and Only Life jar, add all the love you have to give liquid, a packet of free domestic labor, and fill to the top with constant sacrifice. Then place the one-sided commitment lid on top and shake it for years. I love how much effort I'm putting into this. And just look what you get in the end. Nothing! My Disappointing Boyfriend, now sold on dating apps everywhere.
That's good. Yeah. She's hilarious.
Yeah, it's just funny. This reminds me of the fundamental truth of that we're told of like women are too much and men are not enough. And this is what we hear on an ongoing basis. It's like, well, why is that the general script for all men? Like it's every man disappoints, and this is unfortunately what's being propagated, and especially.
Well, so I think maybe the part that it requires some level of self-reflection. If you're a guy who just keeps hooking up with crazy women, it's your fault. If you've had 10 roommates and you think all your roommates are crazy, no, it's you. You're the person who's crazy. Mm-hmm. And in her situation, could it possibly be that she keeps trying to throw a one-sided commitment to men who don't want to commit back to her? Mm-hmm. Could that be it? No, that would require self-reflection. She's not going to do that. It's funnier to be cynical and then to make a video like this. And that's what's going on. Remember you guys talked before about look in the mirror. Yeah. Nobody, that's not, Chris GQ Perry does not ever ask women to look in the mirror, ever, because that would require self-reflection and possibly admit that you are accountable for your own actions, which is not tenable in a TikTok pandering type of environment where you get a million likes for agreeing with nonsense. Anyway, you want to try?
I got a segue for that one here.
Local things I want in a man. Number 1, height. My man's got to be above 6'2". My last 2 boyfriends were 6'3", both of them, and they were jacked and they looked really good. How am I supposed to downgrade from that? So unfortunately, my next man will have to be 6'2" and up. Number 2, you can't have a gut. I need you built. I need you fit and going to the gym multiple times a week. I'm sorry, I'm just not going to date a fat guy. If I can be in the gym 5 days a week and be fit and care about how I look, you can do it. Number 3, he cannot have a salary cap. Whatever career he's in, he needs to have multiple streams of income, and we need to be able to make as much money as possible. That's why I will never date a guy who works in corporate. What is your 100K salary cap going to do for me? The max you'll ever be able to get to is 150? Yeah, no, we're good. I need you in a career that is going to make us money. I am a lover of luxury. I like expensive things. I like expensive vacations. So will you if you're my man. So we need a career that can support that. Number 4, whenever we travel, he's got to be flying his business. I'm sorry, we're not sitting in economy together. It's just not happening. Again, this is where the lack of salary cap is really going to help. And number 5, he's got to have a really nice watch. I'm not really impressed when I hear somebody has a Rolex anymore because those can be really cheap. I would much prefer if you had an AP or a Patek and maybe multiple of them. The Rolex can be your day watch and it still better be 50K plus.
your day watch.
Go ahead, ladies.
Is that your day watch? Is that your day watch? Is that your day watch? That's my day watch.
I apologize to you, ladies, for that cheap Rolex.
I mean, I really like.
I was gonna say, notice how she didn't have like an age restriction on that. So,
Anybody have any thoughts about that?
I just really like her.
I was gonna say, I hope she's not
I'm
serious.
just like, turn 30, then turn 35, then turn 40, and good luck.
Where's the video of her saying all the great things she has going?
No, where's the video of her talking about her 2 6'3" boyfriends who dumped her? How about that?
What about being like a good guy?
No, I mean that's that.
Well, they're sensationalizing
being
it. They're sensationalizing it. And at what point is it not?
Being good in bed? Why is that never on?
Let me ask you guys a
If a
question.
man spoke about a woman like that, and if I were on TikTok, it would be a fucking disaster.
Yeah.
But it's like
No, he wouldn't.
misandry's become such a fucking epidemic. I was saying to you earlier, it's like, I know so many women that are like, I fucking hate men. I'm friends with these women. Men are the worst. I'm like, you're married. You have a boyfriend. And like, if the men I knew spoke about women like this, the men I'm friends with, it would be we wouldn't hear it. You know, it's bizarre how casual and flippant we are about that now.
Do you guys see how, like, just try for a second to be an average guy and then listen to that and then just think how terrifying that is? That, like, how, like, to the point where you feel derision, like you feel hatred, like you'd feel actually like completely ignored. Now, 6'2", so 6 feet tall, it's 17% of the population. 6'2", I believe it's 6'3" is 1%. So it's 3% of the population, I think, is 6'2" or taller. And then as far as being jacked, so let's just say a six pack, I believe, 12% of men in the United States are millionaires and 8% of men have a six pack. So it's more likely for you to be a millionaire than for you to have a six pack. So it's 0.08 times 0.03. Somebody do the math on that. That's the percentage of men that she has to choose from. Notice she had 2 previous boyfriends. Neither of them seemed to lock her down. I wonder what's going on there. She's living in just absolute delusion. And humans have a hard time understanding statistics. They have a very difficult time. If you were to explain this to her, she wouldn't have any concept of this. Like, no, I get guys like this all the time. But they won't. Remember what I said before.
Look, she's crazy.
Your market value is not
She
determined.
seems actually crazy.
Your market value is not determined by how many men you could sleep with. It's by the highest status men that will commit to you. And she has no high status men who's committed to her, but she has slept with men who were 6'3". Congratulations, honey. Like, that's what she's expressed to us.
She's literally the definition of that one song. I'm looking for a man in finance. Yeah, I think someone did the math on that. By the way, I think there's like one man.
There was 17 men in
17
Manhattan that were, because they had to be single. So you guys understand, 70% of the U.S. population now is overweight. Do you guys understand that? When she talk about not having a gut?
The pig, like the
It's the average American is fatter than the average American pig.
Yeah.
It's like it's the average American man is like 28% body fat, and the average American woman 40% body fat.
Yes.
Not at this table.
Yes, day.
Huh?
I'm not
In Michigan,
No,
San Antonio.
When you're in the airport next time, look around. You'll be like, there's nothing but obesity. It's madness.
Especially
listen. Obesity is one thing, but you know the men that are a little fluffy, you got to give them some love. They look snuggly, they're nice. You know, I don't understand the fluffy hate.
You've seen
Stop it, Lola. Stop it, Lola.
That's all it is. Yeah.
That song is going to be stuck in my head.
Also, if you're being strategic, why would you want a man that's rich and hot? You should just
If you're being strategic, because then you got to fight off all these other hoes for him, right?
That's what
get
the
a man
extra
that's
cup of
hot
rice is
initially,
for.
get him to be successful, and then bake for him all the time nonstop.
Get a man who's super
And lingerie, there we go.
intimidated,
That
has
was
low
it.
self-esteem, and a lot of money, and just manipulate him to the end. Sounds good. Sounds like we solved this.
And ready to I want him all.
Here we go.
Talk about the
Here
different
we go, guys.
flavors of boys. They come in all shapes and sizes, but some are sneakier than others. Let's begin. Number 1, the classic boy, conventionally attractive. You may know him as Chad. The models he follows on Instagram actually follow him back, but you'll probably swipe left on him because you can tell he'll be a problem. He's the least dangerous of the bunch because he's the easiest to spot. Number 2, the soft boy. He'll tell you he's never felt this way about anyone before. Meanwhile, he's serenaded 6 different girls on guitar this week alone. He ghosts you for days because he's been in a weird mood. His big eyes and sensitive exterior are just bait because underneath the denim jacket and feelings, still a boy. And number 3, the healed boy. He knows his attachment style, he's been to therapy, he says all the right things and seems so self-aware, but it's just another form of manipulation. He'll weaponize those therapy words against you and then accuse you of gaslighting him when you bring up a totally valid concern. To conclude, in the words of Forrest Gump, life is like a box of boys. You never know what you're gonna get. So know the signs and stay safe out there, folks.
Oh my God.
Ladies, have you ever dealt with a fuckboy before?
I love soft fuckboys. I actually do.
Soft fuckboys?
My girlfriend who's here but not here, and I always talk about this. Like, we're very aware this has happened to us both when we're being love bombed by a soft fuckboy, and like it still works. It still works.
You know what's crazy?
I love it.
You know what's crazy, Coral?
What?
You just seem different. Like you just seem like you have great energy. I've noticed that about you.
What do you
And I
think
just really, you're not like. I feel like you're.
It's not like.
I feel like you're not like other girls.
I've never met anyone like you before.
What sign are you?
I'm a Capricorn.
Capricorn.
I'm a Capricorn, and oh my God,
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah.
I can just tell you have a great vibe.
It works. See, it's working.
And great energy.
It's working.
Yeah, incredible.
Where are Coral's hands now? We don't know.
Yeah,
That's hilarious.
this is my problem is I can't do any of that shit. All right, cool.
No, I got one here. This is for the guy who asked me about cars.
Having a nice car important for a man's image?
100%. Having a nice car is a symbolism of how well you can take care of yourself. It doesn't mean that it makes you a better man, but it's good for your image. Whether we like it or not, human beings are very superficial. They judge you on the things that you have. Now, don't go out and spend money on a car you can't afford, trying to look rich. But once you work hard, you establish yourself, you can have nice things that you enjoy. I like nice things because they inspire me. Not because I think they make me a different person, but I want to work hard and enjoy the fruits of my labor, and I want to have as many nice cars as possible.
Or you could be like me and Kyle and like to drive very, very fast.
What do you guys think about that?
I mean, that's nice.
Yeah.
It's not about being flashy. It's just like if you work hard, you deserve to have nice things.
Nice.
I think that's new money. New money talking.
New money?
Ah, interesting.
Yeah.
There's a great book on this. It's called The Millionaire Next Door, and it goes over. It's this person who wrote it. It's back in the 90s. Wrote the book, and he was an accountant, and so he got to see the tax returns. He knew which one of his clients were actually wealthy and which ones were pretending to be wealthy, which ones were in debt, which ones were not in debt. And then he looked at the different occupations that they had and then how their marriages worked. And it was actually the wealthiest people were the ones that had wives who were more spendthrift than the husbands were. That's the reality situation. Is the number one car that millionaires own in the United States is?
Chevy Camaro.
I believe it's a Ford F-150. the most common car. And then they went over other stats. The vast majority of millionaires do not have a suit that's worth over $1,000. The vast majority of millionaires do not own a Rolex. The vast majority of millionaires are not in massive levels of debt. It's really, really crazy when you see how actual wealth functions. Now, I'm not saying Bismarck's wrong. That's FedEx Fearless, a buddy of mine. He's not wrong. Like he wants to spend money on that and he can afford it. That's not a big deal. He's also in Miami. It's status nuclear war. Yeah. It's a status nuclear arms race.
That's where you buy a Lamborghini and drive 5 miles an hour because you can't get past any of the
traffic.
traffic.
You drive a Lamborghini, you get made fun of by people for being poor.
But there's a difference between appreciating assets and depreciating
Sure.
assets. So of course,
a watch is appreciated.
So yes, for sure. To some extent, what we say in Men of Action is I only spend money on two things: things that make my life easier and things that make me more money. That's it. So a Lamborghini does not make my life easier or make me more money, so I don't have a Lamborghini. But I will have a car. But like I think it's better to spend money on a really nice MacBook or spend money on a brand new phone that helps you with your business. That makes more sense for you to do something like that than for you or me. For me, I just got a personal assistant. Those kind of things make more sense than spending money on a Patek or an AP. Although they do go up in value. Although Rolex maintains its value better than any of the watches. I'm not sure if she's aware of it. I don't know. Is that a Richard Mille? Yeah. Yeah. So the $900,000 Richard Mille that she has probably holds value better.
Why does she act like your vulnerability is annoying? Why does she shut down when you try to open up? Why do your deep shares feel like they fall absolutely flat? You think she's emotionally closed or that she doesn't care. But here is the brutal truth. You've mistaken venting for vulnerability. You are bleeding all over her and expecting her to clean it up. The solution? Handle your shit first. Vulnerability isn't dumping, it's owning. Share your struggles with strength, not neediness. It's all with the intention. If you are coming to her and dumping on her, hoping she'll save you, that's a problem. If you're coming to her and saying, this is what I'm going through, and here's how I'm going to save myself, that's the difference. If you want to learn how to do this for real, head to marriedgame.com now.
A great way to get rid of your girlfriend, guys, if you're listening, is just tell her your problems. She will be out the door really quickly. Now, he is right. Like, as long as you're not a victim, like, I'll have a conversation. Hey, I'm having some trouble with this or this. But it's not the same where if a woman's listening, like, if I'm listening to your problems as a woman, you're telling me these things you're going through, I'm not less attracted to you. It's like, because I don't need you. I'm not expecting you to go downstairs with a shotgun and save my family. I'm going to do that. So it doesn't really bother me that much. But if a man, I've seen men do this over and over again, they are being begged on social media to be more vulnerable. They are being told, hammered over the head every day, be more vulnerable, be more vulnerable. And I've said this a million times. Women tell you to just be yourself so they can tell who the losers are quicker. That's all it is. Like there's a specific way that if you are going to express vulnerability to a woman, she has to earn it. It has to be a woman that you already know pretty well, that you trust in some extent. If I'm not saying don't be vulnerable. I'm saying if you have a child with someone and you cry because you're holding your child for the first time, she earned that. That is something you should cry. If the two of you own an animal together and the animal dies, then you cry. That's something she earned. That's fine. She's close. She's in your life. She's in your family. The problem is men are being taught on the first date to just open up.
Vulnerability is not game.
Yeah, it's definitely not good. So, but what he's saying before, it's like, I do discuss sometimes with my partner, whoever she may be, I may have a discussion about, hey, I'm going through this instead of this, and I might have the discussion, but I'm also good, like you said, I'm also going to talk about how I'm going to solve it.
Let's do some super chats here real quick. Nelson Martin, VIP host, really. Me and most of my male friends experience are the most attractive women are always taken. So why would men even keep trying? Anyone agree?
They're just telling you they're taking.
Yeah, I don't agree with that at all.
Yeah, they're telling you they're taken because they don't.
I've met women who are very much taken, and if they're on stage with Diplo, all of a sudden they're not taken.
You know that?
They call Diplo Wes, they call Dead Mouse Joel, and they call Skrillex Sonny. Mm-hmm. Those girls, they don't seem to have a problem being taken.
I'm not.
Go and do things, dude. Wasn't marriage created to prevent societal unrest due to women coalescing at the top and a bunch of violent single men from killing everyone?
Correct.
Yeah. Give me another cigarette.
Encourage monogamy, which is what basically what the church was doing with marriage, is a way for the lower status men to at least have one wife, which increases the population and also decreases unrest. So yeah, that's not about not benefiting women. And the other part that just really upset me is what she was talking about, like the idea of a man and a woman leading together with their children and starting a family is something to do with capitalism is just utter and complete fiction. It is not true.
Like I said, retconning human history. Yep. Some girls just really need a boob job.
Whoa.
Like who, Siege? Who would you be referring to? Send me $100 super chat and I'll read it out loud. Rational Redneck says 0.24%, Mike.
Yep.
Is that what was that for?
When you did the math for the 6'2" and
Have you guys heard of the female delusion calculator?
We have used this a million times.
20 times.
Would you like to go through it? Okay, I can call it up now.
I've taken myself through it and then through it again and then through it again and through it again. But it's not accounting for the subset of people that we're in too. It's like I'm not entering myself. I'm not entering that I'm 5'8".
We've done it. We've done the delusional calculator for men.
There's a male one.
So there's a male one.
What's that called again?
Huh?
It's called something else.
No, but when I do the same calculations for men, because I don't care about height and income, it's like 14% of women that I can date.
Yeah.
And when
I'm like 0.00.
women, it's like 0.002% of men that you can date. Yes, it's exactly right. Yeah, it's exactly right. This one.
I wanted to see what she would like the male delusion calculator.
No, we've done it before.
I know. There's actually a name for it. Oh, reality calculator. That's what it was. Yeah. Okay, that's what it was. Which one? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh. I gotta play this one first. Hang on.
I'll start going a little rant right now. Sure. Labubu, whatever it's called. People are actually trying to burn their labubus because it's linked to the devil. So essentially the resemblance between what the real devil looks like, the little demon thing, Pazuzu is very similar to the Labubu.
But why is it so popular out of nowhere?
And the guy that started, who's very young, by the way, still in his 20s, has $1 billion now sold with Labubus. So quickly, within a few weeks. And now everyone's saying it's linked to the devil and demon worshipping. Don't you think that's a little strange?
I think the whole thing is a little strange. I just don't like it. Like, I don't get the hype. It's a plush toy, and it's creepy.
Controversy has led to warnings from some individuals, including a renowned exorcist, about the potential spiritual dangers of Labubu toys, particularly for children.
Oh, God.
Starting them young, I guess.
People are so bored.
I know.
People are so
There's no such thing as a renowned exorcist because it's fake.
Astrologer.
It's just like there's
Just
no such
astrologer.
thing as a renowned astrologist.
Nope.
It's fake.
Astrologer. Yes.
I wait for your birth chart.
I want to say again, once again, for the people in the back rows, if you're gonna buy me a Labubu doll, it's got to be black. Just make sure that it's black, or dye it black, and then send it to me. Which one? The Believe-All? Yeah. Okay.
When you decide to go to a party that your girlfriend told you not to go to, that she was going to be at, and while at that party, you see your girlfriend walking up the stairs with two guys. At some point after that, you muster up enough courage to walk up the stairs yourself and go inside the room. And when you open the door, you see two guys running the choo-choo on your girl. You decide to post a video about it. That video goes viral because you had this text in the video. And women in the comments section were saying that your girl was a victim of SA and that she did not cheat on you. So you release an additional text to show that she admitted to cheating on you. That's still not enough. The same women that want you to believe all women when they have no proof are the same ones that won't believe one man with proof. So you then decide that, hey, since the text messages are not working, I'm going to give you a audio recording.
Honestly, I shouldn't have done it, but I also put myself in that situation and I consented, so it's nothing.
Even with all of that, they still don't want to say she just cheated on him.
Any thoughts, ladies?
I have a big issue with that. I mean, with the Believe All Women, like it's what it does is it nullifies actual victims. And
Yes.
I have friends
Thank you.
that are
Mhm.
real victims, and guess what? They're never on social media fucking talking about it.
Yes. How about that? Again,
Yeah.
real quick.
Not that it's like stay silent, and that's the tough part to the chasm to navigate. It's like I don't think we should say so, but it's like we cannot discern one from the other anymore, and that's a problem.
When Lindsey Hill and Amber Heard lie about what happened in just for domestic abuse, which didn't happen, when that happens and you believe all women, you're taking away resources from women who actually need it.
Absolutely.
I should not be championing this. Women should be the ones angry at Amber Heard, not me, for lying about Johnny Depp hitting her. That should be the issue. And then, but they don't want to have that problem. Listen, I got homeboys that I grew up with. I don't believe all people, period.
Yeah.
The idea that I'm going to believe all women isn't nothing to do with women.
Yeah.
I got cousins I don't believe. Like, it's ridiculous. So this idea is crazy, and it belittles people who actually tell the truth because of the vast majority of sexual assault allegations. I'm going to get heat for this from the red pill guys. They are true because you have to go through a whole lot of shit in order for that to happen. You're going to be embarrassed and humiliated. The vast majority of sexual assault that happens is not reported, but there's a good 4 to 5, 6, 7% where these are women with borderline personality disorder or narcissists or whatever, and they're willing to go nuclear to destroy a man's life. In those cases, they take away from everyone else by doing that.
Well, and it's rooted in regret and remorse. Like, I
Yes.
mean, we grew up in a different time, like where consent wasn't even part of our lexicon whatsoever. And there were experiences that I had, where honestly it was like, oh, it's 3 a.m. I've done a lot of drugs, and like I just didn't say no. And like I don't blame anyone for that. And that's a very unpopular opinion. I get a lot of like, you're a male apologist, you're a fucking misogynist yourself. But like, I don't take that. I didn't adopt that as trauma. It's very different. And like I said, I have friends that were like brutally, anonymously raped.
Okay.
And that's
So
vastly
let me ask you something. So now if I'm a man and I don't want you as my girlfriend to hang out with a bunch of dudes and drink without me, am I being insecure or am I being smart?
Well, who are you asking? Because like it depends on who it depends on who the
I don't think
I have a lot of male friends, and like I don't.
I still think that your male friends want to have sex with you, though.
Sure, love
Right.
that feeling. Great.
Right, but my point is, I think it's absolutely reasonable for a man. If I'm in a relationship with a woman and you want to drink, we're drinking together.
Yeah.
But if you want to go out and drink repeatedly without me,
Absolutely.
or at any time do drugs without me, I know that we're not actually in a relationship.
Absolutely.
And that does not make me insecure. That is just math. Like, we're dealing with a situation where you're going to a place where there's a bunch of dudes who are bigger and stronger than you. The only reason they have blow, Molly, 2C at all was so they could smash women. Sorry if you didn't know it. It's not for the fucking experience.
Yeah.
They had 2C to fuck women. That's why they brought the coke. And now in that situation, I'm supposed to let you hang out there and not trip about it. I'm sorry. I'm done. I don't have any time for that.
We can't have sexual sovereignty and liberation without risk. It's a two-edged sword here. It's like if we're gonna wear the thing, if we're gonna go to the party, if we're gonna like know what we're doing, and this like Helen Kellering to what the reality is, just like I can't comprehend.
They're just my friends. They're like my brothers. Like, they're your brothers who would have sex with you in 2 seconds. So
Yeah.
let's text them right now and see if they would have sex with you. Let's do that right now. Because your brother.
Why you gonna put yourself in that situation?
Right. Correct. I mean, you
And
understand.
if you like the person you're with or love the person you're with, you have more fun when they're there anyway.
When I'm in a relationship,
It's a
I am like
respect thing.
fully, I am fully invested in that, like wholeheartedly. Like I want to be with my person, like completely.
Yes.
I also want my boyfriend to spend time with my male friends, like and to see how that goes.
And your
too.
female friends.
And
then
all my female.
Yeah.
Vice versa.
And then
Girls
the
would
gangbang
not
happens.
want
Yeah,
a guy.
And then we
hanging out
No,
with a
I
bunch of
am the only female in the gang.
No, most girls would not accept a guy hanging out with a bunch of girls. Like the alternative, like
Yeah.
wouldn't accept that
You
at
have
all.
to put
It wouldn't
yourself
even be a question. Like, wouldn't
So
be
let's do it together. Like, I host a bikini competition. I'll take my girlfriend with me. I don't need to do anything without her. Right. That's totally fine. My point is when people constantly want, like when you're dealing with a girl and she wants to go, hey, I'm going to go to Coachella without you.
Yeah,
I'm going to go to Burning Man without you. Like, you're going there, like everyone there is doing drugs, and every dude that you're around has one intent. And I'm not even saying that you're going to sleep with them. My point is, why do you need to be around that without me? Ask that fundamental question. And then when you do so, you realize the men are not being insecure. It is just it's mathematics. That's all it is.
And if the roles were reversed, like she said,
Of course.
you wouldn't want them to do that either.
And typically she feels inferior, and it is this like it's not even subconscious. I think it's conscious manipulation, because guess what? I've done that in my 20s with boyfriends. I've done that to make because I didn't feel like they were in it enough, so I would dangle the carrot and do that. And like very few women will cop to that, but it's true.
Yeah. Real quick, guys. Emily, did you enjoy the show today?
Yes, I loved it.
Can you grab the microphone real quick?
Oh, yes, I loved it. Love the videos.
Okay, awesome. Very cool. Hannah, your first time. You enjoy it coming on here?
It was really amazing. I honestly love everybody's opinion. I feel like everybody's entitled to it. It's fun. I love it. All of you girls are beautiful.
Dr. Sean.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Super fun time. Just enjoyed hearing everyone's perspectives.
Guys, listen to me. You guys need to, if you have any problem, I have sciatica and I have a impinged a rotator cuff. Dr. Sean is a miracle. He's like, if BPC 157 was a person. That's what Dr. Sean is. You guys definitely need to go check him out. And for all you fellas, pretty much every hot chick in the city goes to him right now. All right?
Ayo.
Nikki.
I had a good time.
Yeah.
A lot of interesting, explanations from everybody. I like hearing everybody else's side. It gives you something to think about.
You're going to get marriage proposals. I'm telling you right now. Taylor?
Yeah, always a good time. Agree with all of you guys. Always makes me think about things a little bit different and be more open-minded. So yeah, it's fun.
Nice. Incredible. What'd you think, Laura?
Sorry.
Grab it.
It's always fun.
Choke it.
Thank you for having me again.
Good, of course. Sonia.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I love that fun, guys. But no, for real, I come back anytime. But yeah, it's really time for me to go home because my boobs are full of milk. I'm milking. So yeah.
And this is the one time in my life I can do that kind of porn.
Yeah. Awesome. Coral.
Yeah, great time. I'm like, did I come across to pick me at times?
No, not at all.
Absolutely not.
And not, like this audience.
Am I
would give
a male
shit.
apologist? Am I?
No.
You stay on your business.
Coral,
you
and I
should.
can prove it. Here, look, the flat-chested girl in the video, not Coral.
What does it say?
He was making up for it. He was making up. He wasn't
I know. I
cocky.
thought it was
Yep.
me because you said I had no tits one time.
You know what? Small tits are hot as shit. so
Dallas.
They can.
Did you have a good time?
Yes, this was very fun. I love hearing everyone's perspectives, and as these two beautiful women said, it gives you a lot to think about.
Awesome. Lolo.
Always fun to be on the show. Can I do a quick shout out really quick?
Yes, please.
Just wanted to shout out my gym, BK MMA, Coach Robert Navone and Dewey Cooper. They're helping me prep for a fit comp. So if you're looking for a gym, come try them out.
Nice. Incredible. And your new cat that's going to fall in love with me.
Yes.
Big
Well,
shout
got a
out
kid.
to Michael and Babes in Toyland and just
Beautiful. Yes, I appreciate it. Guys, if you want to meet all the ladies that you see right here, you want to bump into me and Rolo, and you want to see the finale for Swimsuit USA's preliminary, please, guys, do this. Go to Babes in Toyland charity right now and buy tickets to go to the pool at Sahara tomorrow night, 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. We're having 5 runway shows. We're doing this for Operation Fashion Tales and Hounds and Heroes. This is an animal rescue charity that we're going to be raising money for. And we'd love to have you guys come and join us. Again, like what I said before, the secret to this is to get from an unfamiliar environment to a familiar environment. Build your social circle around charity events. That's what we teach in the Men of Action program. And that's the reason why you'll see in our photos with all the guys in MOA, there's like 12 girls for every guy. It's cool. And I like girls who like cats. All right, awesome.
Yeah. Shout out to my Reignite crew that's over here.
Yes. Beautiful.
And Captain Commander Kyle, production.
Thank you, Kyle, for doing this.
Thank you, Kyle.
One other thing, we just like a small announcement. CBS News is actually going to interview Rolo and I on September 3rd, and we're going to do another episode of Access Vegas. If any ladies want to come on, CBS News is going to be like filming the whole
thing
of Access Vegas, and they're interviewing us beforehand. We're going over men falling behind, which was the topic of what we were talking about before. Men falling behind when it comes to education, men falling behind when it comes to job markets, and men falling behind when it comes to dating. We're going to have a hopefully an intellectual discussion about that. That's going to be our next episode, September 3rd. That's going to be in 3 weeks.
Yes.
All right?
And that is the CBS you're thinking of. Bye.
Yep. All right, guys. We will see you guys in a couple weeks. And remember, cover yourself in baby oil. Take care. Good night.
I'm dead.